at the Sports Arena, the Sockers were facing elimination, but Cha-Cha Namdar scored on a perfect pass from Gene Wilrich, giving San Diego a 2-0 lead in Game 5 of the series. Then Juan Hermes netted his 6th power play goal of this playoff year, a surprising shot that curled around Tino Lettieri in the Minnesota net. Sockers led 4-1. Then a bump by Addie Coker on Tino Lettieri, and a power play followed for Minnesota. And the Strikers threatened to come back when Dwight Lodovegas scored on the power play, beating Jim Gorsuch. That made the score 4-2 Sockers. But unlike Game 4 of this championship series, the Sockers didn't fold. Hugo Perez scored one of 3 fourth-period goals for San Diego on a feed from Segota. The Sockers went on to win 7-4. Hello again, everyone. I'm Randy Hahn, along with Sockers assistant coach Johan Arnio. And yes, it's true, we are back at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota for Game 6 of this MISL Championship Series. The Sockers got here by winning at home on Wednesday night. Now they have to win again tonight to force a 7th and deciding game of this championship series Monday back in San Diego. But they'll have to win tonight without one of their most prolific scorers, Hugo Perez, who suffered a knee injury in that game Wednesday that will keep him out of the rest of this championship series. We'll hear Ron Newman's comments on that and more when he joins us next as our pregame show continues from the Met. Welcome back to the Met Center in Bloomington. I'm Randy Hahn, along with Sockers head coach Ron Newman. And Ron, Wednesday night at the Sports Arena, obviously you needed a great performance for your team, and they pulled you through. They got you back here for a Game 6, and I would have to think they did just about everything right for you.
Oh, they were marvelous.
Has been outstanding in the playoffs. 3.35 goals against average, a 9-4-1 loss record. He has been a controversial figure, no doubt, but certainly one of the finest players in the game. Down at the other end, Zoltan Toth. Another outstanding goalkeeper in the playoffs, 4.05. He is 4-2 in the one-loss column. He starts in the goal to our right for the San Diego Sockers. Starting lineups, Sockers will send Kaz Dana out. He replaces Perez in the lineup along with Woolrich and Segota up front. Crow and Clavillo on defense. The Strikers, Goosens, Willie, and Hudson along with Fogarty and Lodovegas on defense. We are set to get underway as Dana lines up at center with Segota and Clavillo pushing up along with Crow. Sockers defend the goal to our right and move right to left. Strikers in their home white jerseys, black shorts and white socks. Recapping the series, Sockers took Game 1, then the Strikers won the next 3, and then San Diego winning Wednesday night at the Sports Arena. And in this playoff year, the Strikers undefeated, 6-0. Sockers in their building, 27-1 all-time in the playoffs. The only game they lost at home was to the Strikers back on Game 2. Sockers from the kickoff. And again, San Diego 0 for 6 lifetime here, 0 for 4 in regular season, 0 for 2 in the playoffs this year. And they were 0 for 2 last year as well. Kevin Crow with the ball at midfield for the Sockers, up the right wing for Woolrich, knocked away by Ray Hudson. A battle for it, and it comes back to Clavillo. Fernando at center. Over to Kevin Crow on the far side. Back to Woolrich. We'll watch with interest how Dana comes through for San Diego. And that was a tough move for Ron Newman to be forced to make, Johan, bringing in Dana. Not that that's any slight against Kazi. Here's Dana with a breakaway from the kickoff, and Lettieri will stop it. Back to Kazi on the left side. It's taken away by Fogarty, and then he's tripped up from behind by Segota. Well, right there, Dana got his first chance, Johan. But Tino Lettieri did a good job to come out and block it off.
Yes, Randy, but Kaz Dana with a lot of playoff experience, can do a lot under pressure, and Ron's looking for that from him.
It's Fogarty for Minnesota back into the penalty area for Tino Lettieri. We've played under 2 minutes. There's no score. Sockers have had a breakaway chance, but Lettieri stopped Dana. Kazi tried to slip it through Lettieri's legs, but Lettieri, an experienced goalkeeper. Here's Thompson, you see him for the Strikers. Up the right wing for Greg Thompson. He got away from Segota. He'll shoot, and Zoli with the save. Toth will fire it up the left wing, back the other way for Segota. With Brian Quinn. Through the middle for Quinney. He'll shoot, but Lodovegas with a great block. Now it comes up the wing. Dana banking it again, but Lodovegas will head it to midfield. This is Byrne knocking it down, but Dana has it. Plays it to his left for Quinn. Debris comes onto the field. Somebody threw a tennis ball onto the playing surface. Segura will pick it up and throw it back into the crowd. Play goes on. No score in period one as Quinn directs traffic in midfield, pointing to his right toward Collier. Now it comes up the left wing for Julie V. Nice ball into the corner. Julie will chest it down. Greg Thompson watching him. He's still on it. Turns it back the other way. Banks it off in front for Addy, but he made his run late. Here comes Byrne back the other way across the red line. Runs into Schmetzer. He'll carry him off his leg over to the near side for Tasso Kutsukas. He leaves it for Usian as the Sockers get back defensively. Usian down the right side. Runs past the ball. Then they give a foul against Schmetzer. But a tough call to understand. Usian had run past the ball. He'll get it back on the restart. Near side, that was the first, or make that second foul of the period. And both of them have come to the Sockers. And now the PA announcer here is cheerleading, saying that the Strikers want a goal. Bush League. Here it comes into the end zone. A shot taken by Kutsukas. Goes out of play, and we'll get it back. Goal kick as we look at Usian walking off. He has not been that dominant in this playoff round for the Strikers. 17 points in the playoffs, but Willie has really been the man doing most of the scoring for Minnesota.
I think Willie and Lettieri have been two spark plugs for Minnesota. Two players that have been steady for them through the playoffs, Randy.
Zoltan Toth with the ball in the San Diego penalty area. He'll fire it up to midfield for Julie V, but V never made the run that way, or at least did so a little late. And it'll come back to Fogarty. It's Coker out there with Wilrich, V, Crow, and Brian Schmetzer. For San Diego were scoreless in the first period. Sockers have had two wonderful chances. But again, it's been Lettieri there. Schmetzer up high in the air, knocking it away from Alan Woolley, but Brian's hurt. Gets up slowly. Now the ball knocked away. Here's a 3-on-2 for the Strikers. Shot solely with a big save off Goosen. He'll fire it now to midfield for Addy Coker. Etherington knocked that away. Willie now bumped by Kevin Crow, and that's a foul. Well, the intensity is at a very high level, as we expected in this sixth game. Etherington up the wing for Goosen. Tries to turn away from Crow. Now a nice run by Etherington. He'll go down the left side. Toth, good kick-out save at the short post. Addy along the boards is fouled by Etherington, and that's the first Minnesota foul. Played back to midfield now for Wilrich. Gene working against Ken Fogarty, a fine defender. Takes him on down the right side. Fogarty has got to get the obstruction, and he does, and that's a foul, Minnesota. Now Fogarty just using his body to block Gene's run to the goal. That's a foul, and now a good free kick chance for the Sockers. Midway between the red line and the top of the penalty area.
We may find here Kaz Dana or somebody lining up behind the ball. All players should try and be in the scoring opportunities here. And a quick shot taken.
By Wilrich and off Fogarty's foot for corner kick San Diego. And this will come to the right side of the Minnesota net. Sockers with 3 fouls in the period. Strikers with 2. Still no score. And now V with the ball on the right corner spot. Alan Merrick watching from the Strikers bench. And he's got to be wary of this corner kick here. A lot of skillful players out there. Segota, Clavillo, Crow, and Hermes along with V on the corner.
A couple of things can happen here. Maybe a switch, a scissor switch between Segota and Wood. And there it is. And it's he didn't manage to get the shot off first time.
Bronco did hit it, but a little late. Came off the boards and back for Tasso Kutsukas. Now for David Byrne into the left corner. He and Clavillo go. Byrne gets the ball out. There's men in front, but he plays it along the boards. Now Namdar in a race. Here's Thompson at the right side, and he'll control it for the Strikers. We're still scoreless as he'll play it back to Kutsukas. Kutsukas winding up. It's blocked by Hermes, and Watt will play it up the left wing for Cha-Cha Namdar. Thompson knocking him down, and that's the third Minnesota foul. So the team's even now with 3 fouls each. 10:47 left in this first period. We are at the Met Center in Bloomington. Game 6. Sockers have to win to stay alive. Segota trying to make a move on Greg Thompson. Comes back to Dana. Kaz walking with it in midfield. Plays it back to Clavillo. Now to the right side of defense for Gary Collier. Quickly they pressure. It comes up for Quinn. Dana will make a run toward the penalty area. Quinn will leave it for Kazi. He's double teamed and banks it off the wall back for Collier. Now it's Schmetzer. Ahead for Segota. Thompson intercepts that. Now it's Byrne in midfield. Byrne taking it across the red line. And we get a foul, Minnesota.
Both David Byrne, Randy, and Brian Schmetzer running for the ball, but Brian Schmetzer just tripped up from behind by David Byrne. Probably something not intentional, but certainly can affect the game. The referee's done well to call it.
That's the 4th Minnesota foul. And now the Sockers start from in their own zone. 10:05 to go in the first period. Quinn losing it at midfield. This is Alan Willie, leading playoff goal scorer with 13. It'll come to the far wing side for Ken Fogarty. Now Lodovegas. Dwight Lodovegas at the red line. Sends it into the right corner for Gary Collier. Now Quinn trying to get it out of trouble. You see him in a jam. It'll come out the far side. Schmetzer with a dangerous kick. And a foul, San Diego, and that's the 4th.
Schmetzer with no alternative but to get to that ball. It was a loose ball. He had to clear it out.
Goosen's a shot. Toth and Collier getting a piece of it to kick it out. Now it's Fogarty along the near boards as Minnesota now starts to exert some pressure after the Sockers dominated the opening couple of minutes. Goosen's in front. The turnaround shot weak and saved by Zoltan Toth. He'll look upfield for Segota. Bronco takes a bouncing ball. Lodovegas back to clear it to Lettieri. Tino chests it down and feeds it back up to Lodovegas, one of the finest defenders around. That time he makes a bad pass. It's intercepted by Dana. Kazzy sends it over to Brian Quinn. Quinn heads it back for the red line toward Collier. Up in the air went Willie, broke up that play. Now Schmetzer double teamed, and here's a 2-man breakaway. Usean, and they miss an empty net chance. Goossens and Usean miss a 2-on-none. Boy, that could be a big turnaround. Well, back the other way comes Quinn with Dana and Segota. Here's Brian up the middle. The pass to Dana behind him. He'll shoot, and it's blocked by Leatherington. Quinn waited a little late for that pass. Now left side. Here's Clavillo. Fernando shoots right on goal through the legs of Usean. Great action. Here's Crow. Sending it in right wing side. This will bounce to Thompson. High in the air it comes. At the red line, Crow and Usean collide. No foul. Play goes on. It breaks free for Willie. Kicked away by Clavillo. What a chance for Minnesota missed on that last rush forward, as Schmetzer got double-teamed and got in trouble. Here comes Hudson back the other way. Head for Willie through his legs, and Zoli will pick up this one. Great action in this first period. We're still scoreless with 8:05 left in period 1. Game 6 of the championship series. Clavillo bringing it out of his own zone. Gave it away to Koutsoukis. Fernando will get it back. Heads it to midfield looking for Julie V, but it's intercepted by Etherington. He'll send it forward for Byrne. That's gobbled up by Gene Wilrich. Wilrich now losing to Koutsoukis, but he'll get it back. Gene to midfield. Knocked down by Etherington. Gene is hurt. His left thigh. Gets up slowly. He hobbles to the bench. This could be bad. It could be a groin pull. Oh, my. If the Sockers lose Wilrich this early, it could be devastating. Here's Quinn now as they quickly get another man on to replace Wilrich. Quinn will send it in from midfield for Julie V. He'll go to the right corner, double teamed by Koutsoukis and Hudson. V still with it. The ball comes loose. We get a foul, Minnesota. And that's their 5th. And a free kick, San Diego now out of the right corner. That was terrible to see Wilrich pull up in midfield. We hope it's not that serious. Here's V out of the corner to Katakalidis, and he misses just wide. Lettieri bats it out, and now it's Koutsoukis. Addy Coker could hustle to get back and steal it again for San Diego. In front for V, but it was too late from Addy. Now it comes back to Coker. He heads it down, but right to Ray Hudson. Katakalidis will win it again. Plays it ahead for V, but that's gobbled up by Koutsoukis. Back the other way comes David Byrne. Byrne in on goal, shoots a high one up high into the seats, and we will get a goal kick and an official's timeout. We'll pause for 1 minute with 6:57 left in the first period. It's San Diego nothing, Minnesota nothing from the Met. Randy Hahn and Johan Arnio back at the Met Center. Johan, if Gene Wilrich can't come back, what does that do now to the permutations of all the various lines, etc., with Perez out as well?
Well, that would increase the responsibility of either Jack or Chacha to fulfill that role. But I think Gene might be able to come back. It's very intense first quarter, a lot of fast pace, and you can expect a lot of body contact. Gene's a strong leader, and he seems to be eager there by the bench now.
He's on his feet over on the San Diego bench as the strikers are now at the foul limit. It'll be San Diego free kick. Toth with the ball in the penalty area. And we get a whistle from Marty Templin.
In this situation here, Goossens is not allowed to go into that box until that ball is played from outside of the box.
He is warned by Templin. Now Collier plays it back to Zoli. No score. We're in period 1. This is Fernando Calvillo, left side of the San Diego defensive zone. Up front are Segota, Quinn, and Dana. Toth playing it ahead for Calvillo. What are the Sockers doing here, Johan? They look like they're stalling.
Well, no, they want a mature attack. They'd like to give it to the goalkeeper and drop it, get the ball under them, drop it over their heads.
Pass for Segota, and that's bumped free by Lodovegas. He'll shovel it up the boards, but it's a giveaway to Collier. Gary sends it ahead for Segota. Back the other way comes Fogarty on the steal. We get a whistle. And it's corner kick. Must be a whistle in the crowd. I heard it before the kick was taken. So the deflection results in corner kick Minnesota. Segota, playoff scoring leader. 30 points in this playoff year. Missed the first 2 games of this series as well. Now it's Ucian on the corner kick near side. Willie a shot, and Toth with a big save. Willie will get the rebound, but it's knocked away by Crow, and a foul Minnesota. That's their 6th. And the Sockers will now go on a power play.
A tremendously dangerous opportunity there for Minnesota. Willie hits the ball well on the volley. It just lucky Zoltan was at the right place at the right time there.
And Toth has come up big in the early parts of this game, like he did here in Game 4. And that's such a big part of Zoli's game, isn't it, to start well?
As Zoli starts well, he can virtually be invincible for you, and we certainly would like to see that today.
San Diego's power play in the playoffs at 32.4%, and Minnesota's penalty killing at 70%. So this is the 6th foul penalty. It'll be served by Fogarty. Our first penalty of this game. Sockers had 8 penalties in Game 5, but 1. But they've got to stay out of that penalty box here in Minnesota.
And we note here, Randy, that Kaz Dana has replaced Gene Woolridge on this power play.
Segota out there with V, Hermes, Coker, and as you mentioned, Dana. Etherington with the ball, stealing it for Minnesota. Plays it to midfield, but into the San Diego player bench. Wad Hermes out there with 6 power play goals. That is 1 shy of the MISL record of 7 playoff goals, held by both Steve Jungle and Pat Urkeley. And we look for Wad's shot out of the corner. Here is Julie V, left side for Segota. Bronco back out to V. Julie will curl it around for Hermes. Wad winding up, and Tino stopping it. Rebound comes down to Mike Jeffries. Sockers also playing at 4 fouls, so they're not out of danger by any means either. Lettieri, a nice ball to midfield for Jeffries, and he's fouled by Julie V. So that's San Diego's 5th now, and the Strikers will get a free kick in Sockers territory. V had his finest game of this series Wednesday in San Diego. Thompson will play it in for Jeffries. Hermes getting there first, and a foul against Minnesota that time on the restart. Comes out to Dana at the red line. He'll send it square over to the near side for Julie V as Coker. And Dana head toward the net. Julie running up the middle. Plays it to his left for Segota. Bronco trying to bump it in front, but it was blocked by Thompson. Now over to Hermes. Right on goal. And Lettieri stops it. He'll fire it upfield for Etherington. He's got 1 man to beat, Julie V, and he shoots it wide. Good job by Julie hustling back to play defense. Here's Segota now in midfield with 45 left in the San Diego power play. V moves around David Byrne in midfield. Hits it across for Wad Hermes. Wad got a good shot off that time. Lettieri with the save. Here's Coker. In front. Knocks it back for Julie V. V over to the far post side. Dana a drive. That's off the boards. Comes back down to Kazi on the near side. 25 left in the power play. Dana to V. Ahead for Coker. That was knocked down by Thompson. It comes over to Segota. Bronco on the right point side. In for Dana. Kazi in traffic. Knocks it back for Hermes. Now it's Segota in the corner. He'll nail one. Lettieri blocks it. And Tino, like Zoli, is hot too. Now a giveaway in midfield. Hermes got it. Over to the right point for Segota. 3 seconds in the power play. Broncos shot is blocked. Here's Calvillo on the rebound. Left side for Hermes. Wide into the corner with Thompson. Ball loose, a collision between Hermes and Lettieri, and a 6th foul now against San Diego. So they will alternate power plays. Hermes after the ball, and Dan Cantor also in there. And a 3-man collision. I don't know how that's a foul against Hermes. He is playing the ball. But it is, and the Sockers are now a man short. Still waiting for a San Diego Sockers player to go over and serve the penalty. In this case, more often than not, it'll be Coker.
We will get a forward in there. We like to have a forward in the box in a man-down situation.
So Addy goes over to serve the 2 minutes for the 6th foul. So now Minnesota's power play goes to work. And it is 34% effective, a little better than the Sockers, but San Diego's penalty killing a little better, 72%. David Byrne out there with Goosens, Lodovegas, Dangerfield, and Willie. Lodovegas, speaking of dangerous, is exactly that from the left point side. Here's a chance for Willie, and he scores.
Ball comes across the Byrne. At this point, Alan Willie is coming from behind the defender. The ball is played. It's a loose ball. The first one that got to the ball managed to kick it in. It's an indoor goal.
Great job by Alan Willie to adjust his body in midair. So the Strikers take advantage of the power play, and they get the game's first goal. And for Alan Willie in this playoff year, that's his league-leading 14th goal. Back underway now. Teams, of course, at even strength. Quinn will take it from the kickoff down the left wing side with Coker and Segota. Bryant banks it off the boards. Coker got a piece of it. It'll come to the near wall again. Quinn forced to play it out to Clavillo. Fernando at the red line hits a rocket shot into the seats. And that'll be goal kick for Minnesota. Dangerfield drew the assist on that power play goal. 1-0. Strikers leading. If they win, it's all over this year in the MISL. Dwight Lodovegas, back of his own red line for Minnesota. Plays it to Lettieri with 3:20 left in this first period. Segota out to pressure Tino. He'll chip it to midfield. Hudson chests it down. Katakalidis got a foot on it. Now Willie. Back to Hudson. Now Lodovegas at the left point. Crosses the San Diego red line. Goes to the far wall. Coker marking Lodovegas. Into the box and headed out by Katakalidis. On the near wall, Lodovegas heads it down. Addy Coker tripped up from behind by Willie. That's the 8th Minnesota foul.
Something the Strikers do very well, Randy, is they stand behind our defenders when they get close into the box and then suddenly appear in front of them to collect and receive balls to make it dangerous. That's partly how that goal was scored.
Quinn sending a pass ahead for Segota, but it's over 3 lines. Good idea by Brian. Just a little too much juice on it. And it comes back for free kick Strikers at the San Diego red line to our right. Ray Hudson sets it down out there with Fogarty, Lodovegas. Goosens and Willie are up front. Hudson plays it to his right for Fogarty. Sockers were caught a man short there. Now Hermes from behind knocks it away from Fogarty. Quinn double teamed. Quinn still double teamed in the corner, and he brings it out. Now it's knocked away by Hudson. Played in front. Here's Goosens over for Willie on the left side. He'll chase it down to the end wall. Willie runs into Quinn again. Brian in all kinds of traffic in the corners. Finally, Katakalidis will bring it forward, and he's tripped by Willie. That's the 9th Minnesota foul. They would get another penalty if they picked up 12 in the quarter. Used to be 6 fouls and then 9. And now Dana is fouled, and that's the 10th. So Minnesota now 2 fouls away from another penalty. Wilrich back out on the restart. Ahead for Dana, but that's intercepted by Lodovegas. He'll send it to midfield for Hudson. 2:04 left in the first period. 1-0 Strikers. Here's Hudson, knocked away by Segota with Kaz Dana. Bronco down the right side, trying to catch up to it. Cuts it back into the middle. Knocks it past Tino first time. Now it'll come to the left point. Crow back over to the right. Takes the shot off of Dana and just wide. That one could have been in. Zoli heads it forward. Kevin Crow knocks it down, plays it ahead for Dana. Soccer's looking sharp here. Segota cuts to the middle. The pass for Ladouceur. Off the wall. And he couldn't get a shot at goal. Bumped with Ray Hudson. Ball loose. Comes to David Byrne. He'll curl it out for Kotsoukas. Kotsoukas all alone. Goes wide around Clavillo. And his shot just missed. Now Yusian with a drive. Namdar knocks this away. Kotsoukas gets it on the left point with 1:13 left. Kotsoukas stumbles over Yusian. He spins around, shoots. Zoli with a good save. Byrne and Clavillo go to the wall, and Zoli's got it. A minute left in the period.
Tremendous fast pace, Randy, making play look very erratic at the moment. Ball changing possession a lot.
Here's Dana as the Sockers are playing for their lives tonight again for the second straight evening. 44 left in the period. 1-0 Minnesota. Katakalitis left side of defense. Sends it to center for Addy Coker. Coker makes a big wide turn. Knocks it across for Crow. Now back for Katakalitis in midfield. Ahead to Julie V at the left wing. V goes past one defender. Plays it off the wall to himself. Turns back the other way. V doing it all. Give and go with Ladouceur. Ball comes loose. Jacques, the shot wide. V on the rebound with 18 seconds at the near boards. Julie trying to get it past Goosens. It's into the middle. Willie plays it into the middle. Comes back to Goosens with 9 seconds left. Here's Yusian trying to take on Kevin Crow. A shot blocked by Kevin. And the period will end as Crow goes into a tackle. And that's it for the opening 15 minutes. So the Minnesota Strikers take a 1-0 lead after a period on the power play goal by Willie. And we'll be back with more from the Met Center in Bloomington in a moment. Game 7 of this championship series will be played on Monday night. That's Memorial Day Monday at 6 o'clock at the Sports Arena in San Diego. And tickets for that game are on sale now. Just call 232.
I don't like to think that way. We do want the support of the fans in San Diego. We'd like a win here, but the job is not done. Complacency cannot set in. We have to go back to San Diego should we have a win here and win another game. And those are my thoughts.
All right, the only goal of that period, Alan Willie scoring his 14th of the playoffs from Chris Dangerfield at 11-12 on a power play. Now the Sockers defend the goal to our left to start this second period. Comes to David Byrne inside the San Diego area. He'll kick it back out for Fogarty. Gary Collier tracking down Tasso Kotsoukas. That's a foul, San Diego. Minnesota will get the free kick. It's to the right of the Sockers penalty area. Ray Hudson sets it down for Kotsoukas. Now to the left side of the box for Byrne. He falls down as he receives the pass. Now Hermes will break it out to the red line for Quinn. Sockers 2-on-3. Now Julie V moves into open space. Quinn will move to the front of the box and take a shot that Fogarty kicks out. And now Byrne has it again for the Strikers. He'll bump it to midfield. Collier after it for the Sockers, clearing it to Zoltan Toe. Back up the left side for Brian Quinn. Sockers have had some good scoring chances, including in the first couple of minutes. Katakalitis ahead for Julie V. Tried to flick it into the box. It comes to the right wing for Quinn. Brian being watched by David Byrne. Back to the red line for Collier. He'll let it roll to midfield. Now it's Katakalitis. Again over to Collier. Gary back at his own red line under pressure from Yusian. Knocks it back to Zoltan Toe. Katakalitis a centering pass for Segota. Bronco double teamed by Thompson, Yusian, and Greg Thompson. Plays it ahead for Addy Coker. He has to come back for the ball. But Lodovegas, good position, took it away from Addy. Now Quinn after a loose ball along the wing gets it to Segota. Bronco on the back heel, but Thompson was there to block it. Here comes Byrne the other way to center for Willie. Back for Byrne on the trailer. Right side for Willie. Everyone picking up their men now as they move toward the net. Willie plays it for Usian. Good job by Katakalitis knocking it off Usian's foot. And now a foul, Minnesota. Quick restart by the Sockers, but they will whistle it back into the San Diego zone. They warned the fans here, at least encouraged them not to throw debris on the field. A lot of that happened in Game 5 in San Diego Wednesday. Not a good thing to see. Neither is this, but Crow finally gets it away from Willie.
Minnesota here electing to put also a red line pressure, allowing us to creep up to the red line and close us down right quickly.
Here's Dana with Ladouceur. Bronco Segota wide to the right as Jacques moves offensively down the left side, bumps it in front. Chance for Dana, but it was just tipped away at the last second. Now Goossens along the boards. Ladouceur trying to kick it away from him. 1-0 Minnesota leads. We're in the second period. Lettieri plays it ahead for Etherington. Now Greg Thompson at center. Good pressure up front by Ladouceur. Now Segota pressuring Etherington. They'll clear it back for Lettieri. Tino just taking his time. Now he runs up to the red line, plays a long pass ahead. Crow will intercept this at the red line. Now to Segota back the other way. Bronco taking on Usian down the left side. It comes off the wall and past Segota. Dana getting a foot on it, clears it back to midfield for Clavillo. Good job by Kaz. Fernando sending it ahead for Dana. It'll come off the wall. Goossens using his body, keeping it away from Dana. Now along the boards, a giveaway. Crow has it, but he'll lose it to Katsoukas. And the Sockers offense just stalled a little bit. Here's Usian back the other way. He'll go wide to the right, bump it off the wall. Byrne trying to lay it off. In front it comes, but right to Wad Hermes. He'll play it ahead for Segota. Bronco goes in hard, and he's fouled by Fogarty. On the restart, here's Wad Hermes breaking free on a feed from Segota. Wad trying to do it himself. Goes wide to the left, shoots, and it's off Lodovegas. Out of play for corner kick. Nice move by Wad, but Lodovegas is not afraid to go down and sacrifice some skin on the artificial surface.
No, nice move. He dipped the shoulder to the right, cut to the left, and managed to get a good opportunity, a good shot off.
Well, following tonight's game, TV69's got a classic movie for everyone in the family. At 8, Spencer Tracy and Mickey Rooney star in a tale of commitment, faith, and charity. It's the family classic, Boys Town. Following the game right here on KTTY TV69. Corner kick Sockers now. Corner to our left.
We might expect here a shot from Bronco Segota. If he cannot get it off, Bronco Segota might receive the ball, pass over to Wad Hermes, who will take a shot from there.
Julie out to Bronco, cuts it to the left, and his shot is blocked by Willie. And Segota continues to be frustrated by Minnesota, at least from the goal-scoring standpoint. In Game 5 Wednesday, he had a goal into the open net and 3 assists, but he has just not scored a lot against the strikers in this series. So now Sockers get it back again in the Minnesota zone with 11:26 left in the first half. Coming up at halftime tonight, the commissioner of the Major Indoor Soccer League, Bill Kentling, will join us. As well, we'll have highlights of this first half. Kentling named commissioner last week, replacing Frank Dale, who will stay with the league in an advisory capacity. Here's V on the kick in far side. He'll leave it for Katakalitis. George kicks it right at Willie, and it's out of play again.
George trying to bank it off the wall there. B running off the ball, and George trying to hit the wall.
Now, Willie's got to give the Sockers enough space to execute the play. Here's Quinn on a shot that deflects into the corner. Addy Coker after it. Trying to get it down. Strikers clear it. And we will have, what, a foul? Yes, against Minnesota. And that's
high kicking.
A high kick, dangerous kick in San Diego territory. So the Strikers now with 3 fouls. Here's Quinn at the right side with the free kick. Sockers need to break the ice with a goal. Quinn off the high glass. Coming in late is Collier. And he runs into the defender, Mike Jeffries. Sockers keep possession. Katakalitis runs into Willie. Comes loose to Jeffries, and he'll work it up to Alan Willie. Byrne hits a long cross up the right wing for Willie, but Collier back defensively. Willie trying to run him down. No foul called as Zoli will pick it up and toss to Addie Coker in midfield. That's headed by Lodovegas. Back down to Lettieri.
And Sockers have to be cautious about restarts in their attacking third, Randy, because you're always vulnerable for counterattacks.
Collier sends it back into the Minnesota zone. Lodovegas. Long ball ahead for Dangerfield, who got a loose down the right side. Collier back, though. Dangerfield forced to play it back to Greg Thompson. Out of the right corner. His shot blocked. Rebound. And Cantor with a great chance in front miss. Here's Quinn. Back toward his own net for Katakalitis. He'll clear it to the toe, or the goalkeeper toe. 10-19. Left in period 2. Still a 1-0 lead on the power play goal by Willie. Have not seen a lot of Gene Wilrich since he went down in the first period with what appeared to be a groin pull. Greg Thompson lobs the ball back into his zone. Strikers start out from midfield. This is Usian. Across the red line to his right for Greg Thompson. Knocks it around to the left point for Dangerfield. Bumped off the ball by Crow. Now it's Cantor trying to feed it forward. It hit Namdar. Comes loose to Quinn. Now it's Cha-Cha in midfield with Dana and Clavillo racing down the right side. He'll hit it off the wall. Dana on the rebound, and he didn't get enough on it. Tino with the save. Cassie was looking to slip it in low to the post. Now it's Etherington back into the penalty area for Lettieri with 9:25 left in the first half.
And apparently, Jack Ledesseur's role has been increased because Gene Woolrich cannot return to the field. Brian Quinn switching with Jack Ledesseur here.
Cousins, right side. That'll be kicked out by Katakalitis for restart Minnesota. Gary Etherington is the block shot leader in the MISL playoffs this year with 42. And every time he gets another one, it's a MISL record. The old record was 34. And he broke that a couple of games ago. Kevin Crow, just for reference, has 23 blocks so far in the playoffs. He leads all San Diego Sockers. Greg Thompson getting set for the kick-in for Minnesota. Far side in the San Diego zone. Officials taking some time out here to talk to the game officials about some fans in the crowd who are evidently threw some debris on the field or something, trying to get them ejected.
And once again, Randy, the two forwards lining up behind the defenders, Gary Collier and George Katakalitis, and they should make some quick movement here and try and collect some balls.
Here's Thompson chipping it into the left corner for Cousins. Kicked from between his legs by Katakalitis. Then Etherington punches it out of play as Segota was coming full steam at him. And now it will come back as San Diego ball. Sockers, I thought, dominated from the outset in Game 5 and really looked to be the better of the two teams to start this one. Minnesota have battled back after a little bit of a shaky start, and the tough part about it is Sockers weren't able to capitalize on the mistake or two by the strikers. Here's Toth with a toss to midfield. This will bounce ahead to Addie Coker. Addie knocked down by Goosens. That was rather vicious. That's the fourth Minnesota foul.
Officials apparently keeping everything very tight, Randy, under a lot of criticism, a lot of pressure. They're trying to keep things tight, which is good to see.
Katakalitis on the restart. George will play it squarely to his left for Collier. Now in for Addie Coker. Coker held by Lodovegas. No foul. Ball will come back to the red line for Collier. He'll give it away to Koutsoukis. Now here's a pass for Goosens. Zoli will come out. Play this ahead for Ledesseure. Jacques out of position. Here's Goosens. Right side. Back for Koutsoukis. Hudson alone in front. Koutsoukis will shoot. It's blocked by Ledesseure. Rebound comes down to the left point for Lodovegas. His shot, a screamer up in the seats. And that'll come back goal kick for Zoltan Toth.
Zoltan Toth nicely comes off his line when he's needed to clear that ball.
Lodovegas has one of the better left foot shots around. I don't know if it's quite as strong as Juan Hermes. But for my money, Lodovegas is one of the best at his position defender that there is in this league. We'll take a break here and come back shortly. The Strikers lead the Sockers 1-0 here in Game 6 from Minnesota. Randy Hunt along with Johan Arnio back at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. We have an official's timeout on the field with the score Minnesota 1 and the San Diego Sockers nothing. And I guess it doesn't do any good, Johan, to belabor the point, but without Wilrich and Perez in this game now, Sockers are in some big trouble.
Well, it upsets the mixes. It upsets the nice combinations that the Sockers have, and they're forced, their attacking rhythm is put under different situations now.
I'd like to remind you once again, the tickets for Game 7, which would be played Monday night at 6 at the Sports Arena if the Sockers win tonight, are on sale now by calling 232-0800. Operators are standing by, and if you have a major credit card, you can get your tickets tonight for Game 7 on Monday. After that, they'll be available at the Sports Arena box office beginning tomorrow morning at 9, and all Ticketmaster outlets, including May Company and Mad Jack stores. Now we have a kick in Minnesota in their own zone as Ron Newman looks on from the San Diego bench. Obviously, even more concerned now with his captain, Gene Welrich, on the bench. And one of his finer goal scorers, Hugo Perez, back home in San Diego with a second-degree knee sprain. Perez will probably need about 2 weeks rest, but obviously he's out for the rest of the championship. Low to Vegas in midfield, plays it to the right wing side for Thompson Usean. Juan Hermes, a nice run back, gives it right to David Byrne. Usean missed on a feed as Hermes made a near fatal mistake. Now he'll break back the other way through midfield, trying to get around Low Vegas. Hermes still after it, lunging with a shot, but that lob's high in the air. Back to Tino Lettieri. Kutsuka's pressured by Hermes. They work it up to David Byrne, now up for Watt on the left wing. Watt over to the right side for Segota. Thompson knocked the pass down. Now Collier along the near boards. And that's a foul, San Diego. So the Sockers now with 3 fouls. Minnesota has 5. Strikers are at the limit with 6:54 left in the period. Free kick coming up here for Low Vegas from the near side of midfield. Long ball played in for Byrne. He and Clavillo both go to the corner, and Fernando gets a little head on it. Byrne will protect it in the corner. Works it out the boards for Greg Thompson. Now back into midfield for Usean. He'll bend it out of play. And this is a goal kick for Zoli Toth. Clavillo named to the MISL first select team. The all-MISL squad named at the end of every regular season. It differs from the all-star team, but he was named starting defender along with Kim Ronford of the Minnesota Strikers. Fernando had 5 short-handed goals this year. What an outstanding season, and they depend on him considerably in the back. Kevin Crowe clearing it back for Zoltan Toth with 6:35 left in the second period. Still 1-0 Minnesota on the first period power play goal by Alan Willie. Toth, a long ball. This will go off Ray Hudson's forehead and out of play, and San Diego will get it 3/4 way down the field on the near sideline. Everybody fading back defensively for Minnesota to the front of that San Diego penalty area. Catacletus and Quinn standing over the ball. George will leave it for Quinn. Over to the left point for Kevin Crowe. Crowe ran into Willie, but Quinn will get it free. Lost it to Willie again. Minnesota with nice work in midfield. Here's Segota. Back for Brian Quinn. Julie V is on the right wing side. Here's Quinn in from behind King. Greg Thompson stole it away. Julie will try and get it back. Now a collision in midfield between Goossens and Crowe, and that'll be a foul, Minnesota. And that's their 6th. Looks like a strange collision there, but obviously the referee felt Goossens took a run at Crowe. So now the Sockers go on to power play again, and a chance to tie this up the same way that Minnesota took the lead. Goossens stepped over the ball. Yeah, that was a foul. Threw his right shoulder into Kevin Crowe.
Yes, Randy, but it's also important to note that all these body contacts come from a lot of miscommunication between players that are not reading themselves on the field, both on Minnesota's side and the Sockers' side.
He should have had some word there that watch out, I guess.
Ball is being changing possession of the ball a lot of times simply because of miscommunication, players not reading each other. Due to the intensity of the game at this point.
Strikers penalty killing good. Gene Wilrich is out on this power play, and he has the ball now at the red line. That's good to see. V at the left side. Takes the pass from Gene. Coker in front. Scores! Great shot by Addy. And is he happy?
From a very difficult angle, he manages to hook it onto the top right corner.
Beautiful shot by Coker out of the corner. That one had eyes. And that's the one time where Tino Lettieri's size comes into play on a shot like that. He just can't cover enough of the upper part of the net. He will get the assist. Nice pass.
Julie V cuts it back to Eddie Coker, who prepares it, and from a difficult angle manages to hook it, and apparently Tino might have been his vision obstructed by one of his own defenders. There he runs into the picture, obstruction, vision obstructed, and into the top corner.
Quite simply a great goal by Eddie Coker. It comes on the power play. At 9-11, V will get the assist, and it's 1-1.
Hopefully the Sockers will get new life here. I was a bit concerned there. A lot of miscommunication and not enough movement on the field.
Ball out of play now. It'll be Minnesota ball coming back. Sockers have only 2 fouls in this quarter, and that is important to note. 5:37 left in the period, and if they can stay off the 6th foul, that's one chance that Minnesota doesn't get on a power play that has been reasonably good in the playoffs. Now a kick in Strikers. Fogarty from the far boards to Thompson. You see it at the red line. He'll go down the left lane, shoot one that's blocked by Namdar. Then he pushes Wad Hermes out of the way, and a foul call. Here's a quick restart, San Diego. Hermes breaking out with Namdar and Ladouceur. Wad crossing the red line, still on it. He'll have to chase it into the corner with Willie. Wad goes into the boards heavily, no foul, as Willie will play it back into the area for Tino Lettieri. Good hustle by Hermes after the ball thumped off his foot to chase it. Willie just got there split seconds ahead. 5:05 left in the first half. It's 1-1. Coker, his 6th from V at 9-11 on that last goal. Jan Goossens make it Tasso Katsoukas at the right point in the San Diego zone. Drops it back for David Byrne. Byrne waiting, slides it ahead, but that'll come to Coker. He banks it off the wall and now up the wing for Namdar. Lodovegas slides in hard, but it'll come loose to Cha-Cha with Ladouceur. Namdar, the pass for Cha-Cha, not good enough. And Fogarty got back. Namdar a little hesitant on that pass back. Thompson, you see him slipping and falling. And it'll come back to Wad Hermes in midfield. Wad stops to get away from Usian. Plays it to Quinn now as the Sockers execute a bench change rather neatly. And Dana takes it at midfield. 1-1 the score. Kazi pressured by David Byrne. Now Katakalitis will go down the left side. Still with it, makes a move up the middle, shoots, and it's stopped by Lettieri. Rebound goes into the corner. Ray Hudson battling with Dana. It comes loose to the right side. Quinn has it. He'll curl it over to the left point for Crow as the Sockers put on some pressure. Into the corner it goes for Julie V. He's marked tightly by Lodovegas. V will leave it for Dana. V now moving into position in front. Katakalitis playing it ahead for Julie. He'll turn, shoot, and hit the crossbar. It looked like it hit the crossbar from here. Comes back to Tino now from Katsoukas. He'll fire one ahead for David Byrne. Nobody else there for Minnesota. Byrne 1-on-4. Shot blocked by Quinn. Namdar will chase after the bouncer, but it's Katsoukas with neat footwork. Now he goes by Quinn. Katsoukas down the left side, and he missed the open net on the far post side. V playing it out for Cha-Cha. He runs into Ray Hudson, but Julie comes up with it. Now 3:15 to go in the half as V comes to midfield. Back for Brian Quinn. Nice move by Brian to get away from Willie. Now to the right side for Segota. Bronco all the way across for Coker. Addy has to flick it back for Quinn. Now to the left side for Clavillo. Sockers playing nice one-touch passing. Clavillo, a shot, and that screams past the far post side. Collier will get a hold of the rebound. Back out to Bronco. Bronco stares David Byrne in the face. Sends it over to the far boards for Clavillo. Now around for Quinn. Bryan ahead for Addy Coker. Makes the follow run. Down the left side. Banks it off the wall. Coming in late is Segota, but too late. Etherington clears it. But right back at midfield is Clavillo. Now to the right side for Collier. Ahead Segota. In front for Coker. Addy up in the air. We get a whistle and a foul, San Diego. That's the third Sockers team foul in this period. 2:29 left to go. Bill Kentling, the new MISL commissioner, joins us at halftime. Alan Willie in midfield for the Strikers. A long pass ahead for UC, and he'll lay it off to the right side, but Ladouceur back for San Diego has it. He'll just clear it to open space in midfield. Fogarty gets it back. Now 2 minutes to go in the half. Gary Etherington sends it in the left wing side. Cousins falls down, and they give a foul. That's the fourth on the quick restart. Cousins punches it wide into the corner. Cleared now to midfield again for Etherington. Sockers at 4 fouls. Got to stay away from 6. Willie kicked away by Ladouceur. They give a foul, and it looked like he hit the ball cleanly. And that's the 5th foul. Now the Sockers have 5. 5 fouls with 1:42 left. So tough here to stay away from fouls when you're defending in your own end.
In a game of intensity like this, where you have to tackle, you have to squeeze players, you can't allow players to turn on you. A lot of body contact, and these are judgment calls by referee. I thought there Ladouceur as well had won the ball clean.
From the left point side, Thompson, back for Thompson, you see it. His shot blocked by Coker, and it comes out of play again. Now 1:39 to go. If you joined us late, to recap the scoring at 11:12 of the first period, Alan Willie scored on a power play. A deflection off the boards in front. He just changed gears in midair and put it in for his 14th of the playoffs. And then in the second period at 9:11, Coker on the power play. Coming up in 2 weeks on Saturday, June 7th, join us from Bermuda in what promises to be a remarkable and exciting boxing matchup. One of the finest light heavyweights in history, Marvin Johnson, who's 42-5, will face aggressive Jean-Marie Amibi. He's 24-2. That's in the first ever Battle of the Bermuda Triangle. Don't miss the action. That's Saturday, June 7th at 10:30 on TV 69. Now a timeout called with 1:39 left in the first half, and I would have to think that the Sockers, after stalling for some time in the middle part of the game so far, Johan, are pretty happy with the result at this point.
Well, we have to be happy with the result that it's still a tight game, because we've suffered the loss of a couple of players that affect our attacking combinations, and we've managed still to create and produce good opportunities for ourselves, and a lot of players have had some good chances. I think that goal came at the right time because it seemed to have given the Sockers some new life.
It's been a long season for these players. It started with training camps in September, and here we are a week away from June, and it goes on and on and on. Hopefully it goes till Monday, Game 7 at the Sports Arena, if the Sockers win tonight. Jan Goossens at the far side boards. It hit the referee, comes to Ladouceur. He'll play it to Segota. Bronco lost it to Thompson Usean, and he'll play it back to Lettieri with 1:20 to go in the period. Lettieri deep in his own zone, motioning for everyone to go forward. Now Tino up to the red line, hits it over to Lodovegas at his left. Dwight pressured by Wad Hermes. Now Lettieri curls the ball into midfield. That's one in the air by Katakalitis. Here's Bronco with Wad Hermes. Segota down the right side, still holding it and dragging it back out to midfield. Now a ball to Ladouceur, to Hermes. That's broken up, and it looked like a good rush forward there for Segota, but it turned into nothing. Here's Willie ahead for Greg Thompson. Goossens leading it. Willie shoots it wide, and Zoli picks it up off the boards. That was a great counterattack by the Strikers after Segota's drive forward stalls. And now Zoli Toth takes a timeout for San Diego.
An intelligent call by Zoltan Toth here to upset the momentum that the Strikers were carrying, and possibly to have some of a tactical change, maybe pull a goalkeeper or talk about what we're going to do in the next 35 seconds to end this half on a favorable basis here at 1-1.
Toth did a wonderful job, I thought, on that last play, snatching the ball off the boards after the shot was taken by Willie, because that's the kind of ball that can drop right in there for a trailing forward and turn into a goal.
These are Zoltan's reflexes, and he relies on them instinctively.
Sockers bench And you know there's a lot of intensity down there with the season on the line again tonight for the second time in 3 days. And this is not something that these guys are exactly used to. We're talking about a team that tore up the regular season, scoring the most goals ever, and then went into a 3-game losing streak in the championship series. But if there's ever a group that can come back, it is this one. In fact, I said to a number of people after Wednesday night, of course, realizing the Sockers had lost 6 in a row here, I like the Sockers' chances better of winning the next 2 in a row than losing 7 in a row in the same building. It's just not something they're known for. The only other time they've had problem in a particular building was in the Baltimore Civic Center, where the Sockers lost 7 in a row. But the 8th time, they won 14-2. You'll remember that last year in the playoffs. Toth with the ball in the penalty area now. 30 seconds left in the half. He'll toss to midfield. It's over the head of Segota. It'll roll back to Lota Vegas. Plays it to David Byrne at midfield. Back for Lota Vegas. Here they come 3-on-3. Dwight with a nice move. Still with it. Sockers going down, trying to stop him. Jeffries at the left side. Got away from him, and Clavillo will knock it back to midfield with 5 seconds left. Quinn from his own zone. And that'll be over 3 lines with 2 seconds left. And there is enough time to score here. 2 seconds is more than enough.
Well, you would expect here the ball to be taken as a shot, probably a deflection or something. They're looking for something to that effect.
Lota Vegas in front. And at the buzzer, it gets behind Zoli, but off the boards. So the Sockers get out of the first half with a tie, thanks to some good work by Zoltan Toth and a good job defensively overall. And here in the championship series, we are at the half. San Diego 1, Minnesota 1. And we'll be back with more from the Met Center in Bloomington in a moment. In Minnesota in Game 6 of the Major Indoor Soccer League Championship Series. What an exciting game so far. 1-1 the score at the half. And we're very happy to welcome to the telecast tonight the new commissioner of the Major Indoor Soccer League, Mr. Bill Kentling, who you may recall was the chief executive operating officer, along with a number of other titles of the Wichita Wings until he assumed this position last week. First of all, congratulations, Bill, on your new job.
I appreciate it. I'm going to need more than congratulations. I'm going to need a lot of help.
That's my first question. Why take this job? You had a nice situation in Wichita. You had your building filled just about every night you played. This is a tough job.
Brain damage, perhaps, is an explanation. I think that, like a lot of people, we had some success in Wichita in 6 years, and I was looking for another growth project, and clearly there's a lot of growth left in the Major Indoor Soccer League. As you and I talked about on radio a couple of nights ago from San Diego, the league directors believed it was time to look inside for leadership for at least the next 3 years, and I wanted the job very much. I think that we are on the threshold of some real success, and I think we have 3 or 4 years in which to make some serious inroads in America. 1 game at a time, 1 month at a time, 1 season at a time. But if this crowd tonight and the play of the San Diego Sockers and the Minnesota Strikers is indicative of our future, we're in pretty good shape.
You have to be kind of pleased, and I'm sure we all are that are involved with this league, at the way the crowds have responded in the playoffs. Cleveland, great crowds until they were eliminated. We were in Tacoma, saw the biggest crowd in any professional sport in the playoffs indoors this year, 19,000 plus, and then 3 straight sellouts here. These are all very positive things happening right now.
I couldn't agree more, and you were accurate. Cleveland's a wonderful success story that's been building now for 6 years. Tacoma's obvious. Tacoma really did it at the expense of Wichita before they did it at the expense of themselves against San Diego. But something that no one's talking about, Randy, is the fact that Dallas, a team that's struggling really to stay in this league because of a potential ownership change, had 2 12,000 crowds in their second year in the playoffs, and that's a great story. Obviously, Kansas City continues to always be among the leaders. Wichita, Baltimore, everywhere you go, there are some success stories. Los Angeles and Chicago, the 2 big markets, didn't have the experiences in the stands they wanted to this year, but there's a recommitment from ownership in both locales. I think next year will be our best year ever.
Well, Bill, I know you've got a lot of ideas and a lot of bold concepts to try and turn this league into a better thing year after year. Again, congratulations and the best of luck.
Thanks, and I appreciate being on.
Bill Kentling, the new commissioner of the Major Indoor Soccer League. We are at the Met in Bloomington, Minnesota. It's 1-1 in Game 6 of this championship series, and we'll be back with more in a moment. to force a 7th game at the Sports Arena Monday night at 6 o'clock. Johan Arnio, we alluded to it late in the half that the Sockers have to be reasonably happy with the situation that right now, obviously tied 1-1. They've been in deep holes here before, and that hasn't happened in this game.
Yes, I think that the longer the game goes, and it's a close game, the better it is for us away from home. However, this being a very difficultly played game with a lot of intensity, a lot of bodies colliding, not the very best attractive soccer that you have seen, but this is the way it is out here.
I think one nice thing that we haven't seen tonight that we saw Wednesday in San Diego was some of the cheap shot stuff and some of the dives taken by people like Lettieri, who drew a couple of penalties that really shouldn't have been penalties.
And apparently, the officials are trying to keep things tight to make a better effort of watching everything, so there's been a lot of fouls called.
Highlights coming up next from the Met here in Bloomington, and we'll be back with that in just a moment. 1-1 at the half as a lacrosse game is being played on the field here in Bloomington, Minnesota. Obviously a very tight game so far, with a goal in each of the quarters, and both of them coming on the power play. And I think a lot of people would have agreed with the statement going into this game that the team that stayed out of penalty trouble would be the team that probably did best in this game. And we've had only 2 penalties in this game. Well, actually, we've had 3. Sockers unsuccessful on their first power play attempt, but then making good on the second try. We mentioned the first team MISL squads announced the other day. 2 San Diego Sockers making it. Bronco Segota at midfield. Actually a forward, and Fernando Clavillo at defender, and of course Steve Jungle, former Socker, now of Tacoma, at the forward position. David Bursick of Pittsburgh made the first team at goalkeeper. What an outstanding season he had with them, winning 21 games for a team despite the fact they didn't make the playoffs. And another Socker on the second team, goalkeeper Jim Gorsick. A couple of other Sockers, Kevin Crow and Brian Quinn, received honorable mention. Highlights coming up next from Minnesota. And Johan Arnio back at the Met Center in Bloomington as we await the start of the 3rd period. It's a low-scoring game, 1-1. A lot of chances early on. Both of the goals, as we mentioned, coming on power plays. Alan Willey with his 14th of the playoffs. He leads all scorers at 11-12 of the first period. And then at 9-11, Addy Coker got his 6th of this postseason from Julie V. Nice shot by Coker, and that tied it up. And a couple of hellos to say from Caroline and Laura of the Sockers office. They're here at the Met in Minnesota tonight. They wanted to say hello to the kids from their moms here in Minnesota. A couple of moms on the loose in Minnesota. Also some telegrams sent to the Sockers from some fans. We'll get to those in a moment, but first the highlights. First goal, really a tough one to blame on anyone.
Well, what we don't see here on the screen is that Alan Willey is coming from behind one of the defenders, showing up in front, but this time the ball is ricocheting very dangerously, and Alan Willey is there. It's a loose ball. It's an indoor goal. Nothing very schematic about it, but it counts.
That made it 1-0, and it was that way for quite a while until the Sockers get a power play goal. And a nice pass by Julie V. We'll see that first, and then the shot by Coker.
Ball here goes to the outside. It's cut back by Julie V, who threads the needle, and again, Addy Coker just bends it right in. The goalkeeper might have been obstructed a little bit by vision, but a nice job by Addy to put it away.
And later on, Thompson Usian with a 2-on-none. With, who is that, Goossens? Yes, Jan Goossens.
Fans on the ball.
That's 100. He's got to make that 100 times out of 100.
Now, don't forget that we've missed those ourselves, so maybe that evens things out.
As we get ready to start the second half, those telegrams from Steve and Jeannie Estrada and from Pamela Kobush of the San Diego area. They congratulate the Sockers and wish them well here in Game 6. 1-1, and we are underway with the 3rd period. Sockers defend the goal to our right. They have it at midfield. It's Quinn at the red line with Segota and Julie V. Quinn to Julie. The shot off the tip of Tino's fingers, and then Segota missing wide on the rebound. Quinn will knock it back to midfield for Crow. Good chance there for the Sockers. Crow plays it in front for Julie V. He'll turn, shoot, and it's in the seats.
A nice chance. It was a 3-on-2, and unlucky. Things haven't gone well for Bronco. I think if he needs a goal for confidence, for his rhythm.
The shots 18-14 in the Sockers' favor in that first half. And the saves pretty even. Strikers with 9 and Zoltan Toth with 8. So now a goal kick for Tino Lecheri, who again got a little piece on that ball just a moment ago. And he really, I think, has been the difference for Minnesota for the most part in this series. He has thwarted the Sockers time after time. Now Tino walking out to the front of the penalty area, directing some traffic.
6 players on the field.
Strikers have too many men on the field. And Vegas will come off. Good thing Lecheri noticed it. Or it would have been a penalty to Minnesota. Of course, had the officials caught it, it would have been a penalty. Here comes Minnesota out of their own zone. Thompson gives it away to Segota. Bronco down the right side with Juan Hermes. Bad pass by Bronco. Or at least a good block by Thompson. Comes back to David Byrne in midfield. That would have been a 2-on-1. Good job by Quinn up at the red line. A collision between he and David Byrne. And they are both hurting.
Very difficult for Bronco to have gotten that ball there to Watt. The angle was very difficult angle because the only way he could get it is play it through his legs.
The foul goes against San Diego's Brian Quinn. This is quite a collision. And Brian just made a turn and threw a hip check at Byrne. That's why he gets the foul. On the restart, comes into the penalty area, bouncing to Zoltan Toth. 1-1 the score. We're in the third period of Game 6. Good pass up for Segota. Bronco down the right side. Shoots. And Tino somehow got a piece of it. Back the other way. Come the Strikers. Kutsukas in midfield. Over to the right wing. Watch out for David Byrne on the far post. The shot. Blocked. Toth bats at it. And Katakalitis will get it out of trouble and kick it into the seats.
And a tremendous second effort by Zoltan Toth there. He was on the ground and he managed to hit the ball once again when it was going to one of their players who could have put it away.
So now a kick in Minnesota.
There it is. Yusian takes it. Shoots. It's a deflection. Zoltan's on the ground. Here's the second effort. Oh, tremendous.
Good reactions by Zoli. First to change his position after the deflection by the defender in front, and then to bat it away from Byrne. On the restart, Lodovegas right on goal, and Toth is there once more. A battle of goalkeepers as Namdar comes to midfield. Chips it up the left wing for Ladouceur. Tino will knock this back to the red line, right on the foot of Kutsukas. Good play by Lecheri. This is Dwight Lodovegas at midfield for the Strikers. 1-1 the score. Strikers almost had too many men on the field. Willie now with the ball. Plays it left side. That's broken up by Kevin Crow. Crow will take it forward with Julie V. And Ladouceur. Crow to midfield with Jacques Ladouceur. And Crow's pass hits Fogarty. Sockers passing lacking something here in this third period.
At times, Randy, the last pass, the most important one, not quite getting there.
Wilrich, we've been told, has a pulled right groin. He will only appear on power plays. We get a foul, San Diego. Namdar bringing down Alan Willie. That's the Sockers' second foul. Strikers don't have any.
Here's one of those situations where you just get bumped and you're close enough to the goal to get a free kick that might be dangerous, so you end up falling.
Willie is at the far post, marked by Clavillo just to the right of Toth as he stands in the goal.
Now you might expect here 2 players behind Fogarty to spend. There they go each way, and a shot's taken.
Blocked by Hermes, and Fogarty will have to knock it to the goalkeeper, Tino Lecheri. He bumps it right back to midfield. A chance for Ladouceur on the steal. Clavillo will get it. It goes off Hudson. Hit the glass. Comes back down to Fernando. His pass for Hermes just a little off the mark again, but Clavillo will get it back in midfield. 1-1 the score. We're in the third period at the Met in Bloomington. Collier lost it to Willie, but coming back is Katakalitis. He'll get it for San Diego. Hits it into open space in midfield. Goosen steals that. Turns, and the Sockers are playing giveaway here right now. Ball ahead for UC, and he'll knock it off to Goosens on the right. Goosens ahead for UC, and he flips it up, stabs it into the box, and Katakalitis bicycle kicks it out. Lodovegas now from the left point side. He'll go across the red line as the Strikers change on the go. A long pass played in over the head of Goosens. On to the right point side is Alan Willie. Willie hitting Addy Coker with the pass. Coker along the near boards. Double teamed by Goosens and Willie. Traffic along the boards. Still battling for it. And now it's kicked to midfield. Lodovegas has it. From midfield, a chip in front for Byrne. It'll come off corner to him. Heads it Off the boards, cleared back towards Zoli, and finally he'll get it second time. Soccer's changing now as Coker comes off for arrest. Dana's got it in, or make it Quinn in midfield. The pass ahead for Kazi with Julie V. Dana ahead for Julie. Good job by Lodovegas. Dana puts it through Dwight's legs on the way back. V in the corner, out to Kazi. Takes the shot, and Lettieri with the save as Dana's shot was high. Tino sends it right back to midfield to Kevin Crowe. Here's V on the left wing. Julie down the corner, off the boards. Lettieri with it again. They'll fire it to midfield. Clavillo steps in front, heads that back forward for Julie V. Dana coming in as the trailer. V holding the ball on the left wing. Lays it off for Clavillo. Fernando goes to the corner. Can't see a pass in front. V is posted up in front by Lodovegas. They play it out to the point for Dana. Kazi in midfield now, and he bumps it further back for Crowe. Back ahead for Julie V. Julie knocked down from behind by Lodovegas.
And that was dangerous. Let's hope Julie's not hurt here like Gene.
V holding his left ankle.
The Soccer's putting, Randy, some nice half-court pressure, trying to keep the ball in their Minnesota's defensive third. If they can force a mistake in their defensive third, it could result in a goal.
Julie is in some pain down there. That was the first foul against Minnesota of the period. And we're going to have a substitution. If you're watching us, you'll get another look. Lodovegas goes in hard and brings Julie down, and then Julie lands on Lodovegas' leg.
One of those hard tackles that intention of trying to get the ball, but he went through the man.
Well, you hope he can come back now. If he's out too. Woolrich's injury will keep him out of the rest of this game except for power plays. V walking off now, and hopefully Julie can continue.
And Julie cannot return back on the field until the ball goes out of bounds.
V will get treatment now on the San Diego bench. It's Segota out there with Quinn, Crowe, Katakalitis, and Coker. Brian Schmetzer has sprained his knee. He will be doubtful for the rest of this game. Here's Quinn at the right side. In front for Coker. Addy a chip at it, but Fogarty was there. Katakalitis knocks it down, but right to David Byrne. Now here's Byrne at the red line. Near side for Etherington. Back again for Fogarty. 1-1 the score. We are in the third period. 10:25 remaining. Tasso Koutsoukis at the far boards in the San Diego zone. Back for Mike Jeffries. He'll play it ahead for Byrne. Knocked away from him by Katakalitis to Dana. Kazi tried to bump it forward for Kevin Crowe, but Crowe was on the end of a shift. It'll come back to the strikers. Here's Etherington. On the right wing. He'll wind up, play it into the corner after his own rebound, and he poked it off the boards. Here's Namdar trying to send it forward. Gave it away. Now gets it upfield for Addy Coker. Drops down to the right side. Coker with Quinn. Here comes Namdar. Addy, why not pass? And he didn't. He went back to the inside and the ball rolled off his foot. Namdar was coming right through the middle. I thought he'd pass there for sure. But he didn't.
He certainly had that alternative, or he could have shot. However, it seems like he might have slipped on as he cut.
Nice ball by Katakalitis to Ladouceur in midfield. Now ahead for Segota. Little behind Bronco. Ball back to Lodovegas now. And the Sockers attack breaking down once it gets to that red line. Here's Alan Willie for the strikers. Ahead for Koutsoukis. That's knocked off his path by Juan Hermes. Clavillo in the corner. He'll play it ahead for Ladouceur. Jacques goes into a hard tackle with Goossens. Jacques still after it. Ball played forward. Will come to Lodovegas. He's got it at the right point. Runs into Hermes. Now Collier and Lodovegas both after a 50-50 ball. Into the corner for Willie. He'll turn, shoot. It's off the boards. Back down to Goossens on the rebound. He'll tee it up for Greg Thompson. He winds up, shoots. It's deflected wide. Goossens on the rebound, and they score.
A ball that's not been able to be cleared out here. Missed kick by Juan Hermes, comes to the middle. Inside.
Ray Hudson Deflects it in off Zoltan's toe. Another really indoor goal because...
Once again, there comes off Jack's knee, and Wad Hermes cannot clear it. It's first time it's hit. Zoli managed to get a piece of it, but no chance.
So Ray Hudson gets his fifth of the playoffs at 6:17.
This could have happened at either end of the field, Randy, but it's happened here against the Sockers.
Quinn gives it away to Byrne. Off the kickoff. Now here's Thompson, but Claville will get back and clear it to Toe. 2-1 now, Minnesota. The goal by Hudson is fifth of the playoffs from Jan Goossens at 6:17. Here's Segota trying to fight off three defenders down the right wing. Bronco cuts it back to the red line, plays it ahead for Coker. Addy has to bump it back to Kevin Crowe. Crowe now for Segota. Over to the right for Clavillo. Fernando takes a run toward goal. Down the right side. The shot through the box. Coker looking for the deflection. Couldn't find it. Now it's Crowe at the left point. Sockers looking sharp here. Addy with the flick. Now it'll come to the far side. Clavillo goes in high and hard, but is played out by Etherington. Usian sends it forward for Greg Thompson with David Byrne. Thompson in on goal. Puts it through the legs of Quinn, but nobody there for Minnesota. Katakalitis in some trouble now. Plays it out nicely, though, to Quinn. He breaks forward with Crowe and Segota. Julie V back on the field. That's a good sign. Here's Julie at the left side. Kicked by Willie. Gets possession back, though. V still with it. Shot blocked. Crowe will play it out to Katakalitis. At the red line. Goes around Goossens. George still with it. Drops it for Crowe at the right point. Kevin, long pass over to the near boards for V. Julie will hit it first time. Off the boards. A chance in front for Katakalitis. Got a piece of it, but Lettieri makes the save. And now Etherington will clear it downfield as the strikers need to make a line change. 2-1 Minnesota. Here's Quinn. Got V and Segota up front. Bryan trying to play it ahead for Quinn, or for Julie rather. Stolen by Lodovegas. And now a foul in midfield against San Diego. Sockers' third foul. Lodovegas ahead for Alan Willie. Willie now in the San Diego zone. Plays it back out for Fogarty. Fogarty at the red line, winding up, shooting, and it's wide. Rebound to Clavillo, and he'll play it out to the right for Segota. Bronco trying to take on Fogarty, and again, Fogarty beats him. Bronco hustling back, and what a vicious tackle by Ken Fogarty, and that's a 2-minute foul. Terrible tackle by Fogarty. Just swiped Bronco's legs out from underneath it. I think Bronco did something to Fogarty when they were bunched up together there. Fogarty saying he threw an elbow. We will take a break, but a San Diego power play coming up. 2-1 Minnesota. Ken Fogarty goes off for tripping Bronco Segota. Claims he got an elbow before the trip, but he certainly tripped Bronco. Could have been a yellow card,
well,
Johan.
He did more than trip. That was a violent act after the ball was played. I'm surprised he didn't get yellow carded for it.
So it's a power play San Diego. Wilrich is back out with Segota, V, Hermes, and Coker. 2-1 Minnesota leads. We're in the third period at the Met in Bloomington. Bronco up the right side. This will be to Hermes. Back for Segota. Back into the corner for Hermes. Again, it's Segota. Now to the left side for Wilrich. Sheen has a look. Plays it to the corner for V. Across for Hermes. Wad, second time, shot, and it was wide. Had to stop it and then shoot. Here's Wilrich. Long shot, and Tino with the rebound. Fires it to midfield, but right to Clavillo. Here comes the Sockers on the counter. Fernando to Addy Coker. Back out for Segota. Bronco over to Hermes. Wad stops it again, shoots, and it deflects wide. Clavillo back for Segota. Now Fernando again at the left point. 1:11 left in the power play. At the far side, it's Wad Hermes. Back to Segota. Now Wilrich back on. Bronco ahead for Addy Coker. He'll push it to Julie V, and his shot, a weak one. Right on goal, and Tino with an easy save. Now the pass the other way for David Byrne over 3 lines. And that will stop the clock and bring it back San Diego ball at the red line.
And the Sockers, when losing possession after taking a shot and Tino wanting to penetrate by throwing a long ball, doing nicely to get the ball back because of a nice line change, getting Clavijo back on to until the ball is won in possession. Now Woolridge comes back on, of course.
Here's Segota in the high slot over to Hermes. Juarez to stop it again. Back to Bronco in his shot in the seats. So 43 seconds left in the power play now as Segota sends one way upstairs. Bronco is the leading playoff scorer with 30 points. .524 left in the third period. It's 2-1 Minnesota. Terry will play it outside for Thompson and get it back. Now Tino walking, killing off some time, firing it to midfield for David Byrne. It'll go off his foot to Kevin Crowe, and then Crowe kicks it out of play. So now it's another kick in Minnesota with 34 to go in this power play, and they will likely play it toward their own goal.
And the Sockers here should pick everybody up except the man with the ball.
It'll come into the right corner for David Byrne. Marked tightly there by Crowe and Clavijo. Ball loose, but to Byrne again. Clavijo steals it. He's got a 2-on-1 with Addy Coker. Fernando shoots, and he scores! Through the legs of Tino Lettieri, and we're tied again.
A tremendously important goal, Randy. And Fernando Clavijo, who uses his speed and manages just to shoot. And in this situation, it's gone through his legs. He hits it with the left foot. Anything can happen in indoor.
Off Tino's outside foot. Thompson hustling back, but Clavijo the faster of those two. So a power play goal for the Sockers. All of theirs have been on the power play tonight.
Minnesota caught upfield a little bit, trying to penetrate an attack.
That's Fernando's fourth of the playoffs. 2-2 the score. We're back at even strength. Here's Goossens in the right corner. Through the box, and Yusian had a chance. Here's Willie on the rebound. He'll take a shot. That'll miss. Goossens on the rebound, and Zoli's got it. Toth will roll it ahead for Brian Quinn. He sidesteps Willie. Quinn downfield with Namdar. Goes around Yusian. Quinn still with it at the far boards. 2-2 the score. 4:25 left in the third period. This is great championship action. Tight, clean, yet aggressive.
Somebody here going forward to stretch them out.
Casadena in the corner. Trying to bring it out. Does. He's got V and Katakalitis with him, but we get a foul against San Diego.
Oh, very suspect. Very suspect.
That was an unusual call in the corner. That's the fourth San Diego foul. Strikers have only one. Therein lies a problem. Lota Vegas with the ball deep in his own zone, playing it back for Tino Lettieri. Lettieri walking with it now. Lota Vegas. Back for Tino. Long ball headed away by Katakalitis in midfield, up for Julie V. And he went off his foot. Here's Yusian back the other way, 3-on-2 with Goossens and Koutsoukis. And the pass hit Fogarty, or hit Collier rather, back of the leg. Ball for Goossens into the right corner. Never got there. Now here's Dana with it. And we get a foul, Minnesota, pushing away from the ball.
San Diego could get into foul trouble here, Randy, with 4 fouls.
Quinn with the ball in his own zone. Out there with Coker, Clavijo, Dana, and Collier. It's ahead to Addy Coker. He'll take it on the run down the right wing and hit the referee. Now comes loose to the red line. Here comes Clavijo. Is he going to gamble? It's Lota Vegas with it, and Clavijo decides to go back toward the goal. Minnesota flooding the San Diego zone now as Lota Vegas walks with it. Plays it over to the right side for Koutsoukis. Bouncing ball. Black for Thompson. His shot wide. Koutsoukis out of the corner, and Zoli punches it out of danger. Back to Lota Vegas, and his shot, I think, hit Ledusser and went out of play. And it does for corner kick. And we will pause with 2:32 left in the third period. A 2-2 tie at the Met. Corner kick strikers to the left of Zoltan Toad.
What we might expect here, we've seen it before in the tapes, is David Byrne rushing in, setting up a pick, and the ball going to Thompson. One of the two will set up a pick. The other one will try and hit a shot.
Byrne hits the shot, but it's blocked by Crow. Kevin gets the rebound, feeds it ahead for Segota. Bronco with Greg Thompson one-on-one. Segota moving to the inside. Bronco still with it, shoots, it's blocked. Rebound comes to Quinn. Actually to Segota, who stabs at it, and it'll be back to Minnesota. Here's Etherington. In midfield, he'll try and race to it with Kevin Crow. Getting back is Kevin to curl it to Zoltan Toad. Good hustle by Crow. Now the feed out the left wing side to Jacques Ladouceur. He's got V posted up in front. The pass will come right side. Covio a drive. Lettieri grabs it off the wall. There's Segota rather with the shot. Sockers changing on the run. Ladouceur tries to take it away from Lodovegas. Now Byrne playing it right side for Thompson Usian. Covio lost his man, but Zolio batted down. And Namdar clears it back to his goalkeeper. Under 2 minutes left in the third period now. It's a 2-2 tie. Minnesota wins, they get the championship. The Sockers win, we get a championship game Monday in San Diego. Coker in the right corner. Back for Ladouceur. Schaff will carry back to the red line and beyond and bump it to midfield for Kevin Crow. Crow lobs one in for Coker. Addy controls it on the right wing. Plays it back to the point for Ladouceur. Now Jacques ahead for Coker again. Back to Ladouceur. He runs into trouble from Lodovegas. Now Namdar gives it away to Willie. Here's a race for it. Collier getting back first and clearing it to Zoli. Can't pick that one up, but kicks it to Katakalitis. Now with a minute left in the period, Collier into midfield for Ladouceur. Jacques up to the red line. Has a man breaking down the right side. It's Katakalitis. George back across the other way for Ladouceur, but he drifted back. Now he runs into it, shoots. They score! Goossens put it in his own net. It's 3-2 Sockers. Jacques Ladouceur from the most unlikely of positions, way out on the left point, lets one go that hit Goossens.
Actually, it's a shot that's taken into the mixer, into a lot of crowd, and it's a confusion there between two defenders, one being the goalkeeper and ends up in the net. A difficult ball, really a difficult ball, being made a better ball by Jacques Ladouceur. And that's the danger of allowing shots from the outside in indoor.
Fourth goal of the playoffs for Jacques Ladouceur. It comes at 14-16. And the Sockers lead for the first time in this game.
This is far from over.
Katakalitis gets the assist. Now the Sockers win it from the kickoff. Brian Quinn plays it to Covio on the left side of defense. Fernando will scoot up the left wing to center, where he gave it away to Etherington. Etherington breaks through with Dangerfield now. His shot missing the far post. Segota gets the rebound, plays it to Quinn. Brian will bring it across the red line with 15 to go in the period. Quinn hits Etherington with it at midfield. It drops back down to Quinn. Brian looks up at the clock, 10 seconds left. He'll just kill some time and then send it in for a last shot. Collier with 4 seconds, and they'll just kill the clock. So that's the period, and the Sockers head into the third period with a lead. 3-2 San Diego as we head to the fourth here from Minnesota. Randy Hunt and Johan Arnio back at the Met Center in Bloomington with the fourth period about to get underway. And we want to remind you that this Sunday, there's more action in view on TV 69 starting at 1. Catch the fastest action on 88 wheels. Don't miss Roller Derby, followed at 2 by a full hour of world-class wrestling. Then at 3, he's got the looks, women, and danger. He's the Saint. It all starts at 1 this Sunday right here on TV 69. Well, it's 3-1 San Diego. Or 3-2 San Diego, I should say. 2 Sockers goals in that third period by Covio and Ladouceur. Hudson scored for the Strikers. And you were mentioning off camera in the break, Johan, how important it would be for Bronco Segota to get a goal right about now.
I think for Branco, for his confidence, for his rhythm, he's doing tremendous efforts. He needs just a little bit of luck for things to start happening for him. When he gets hot, he'll stay hot. Right now, we need something from him, and he needs it too.
Well, this, of course, will be the last game for the Strikers, and they're getting an ovation from their fans. The last game of this year may very well be Monday at the Sports Arena, Game 7 of this series, if the Sockers can hang on and win. Tickets for that one are on sale now. Call 232-0800. Operators are standing by, and you can purchase your tickets right now for Monday night at 6. It's not a 7:30 kickoff Monday because of the holiday. It's a 6 o'clock start Monday at the Sports Arena.
And we just saw something nice, classy by the Sockers coming out on the field to applaud the sellout crowd here in Minnesota, Randy.
The first time ever in MISL history that one city has sold out 3 straight championship series games. Fourth period underway. The Strikers defend the goal to our right, and they kick it into the San Diego zone right from the beginning. Byrne knocked down Kevin Crow, but the Sockers will work it up to Quinn at the red line. Quinn under some pressure, plays it to Namdar. Jeffries will get it loose to Alan Willie. Clavillo kicked that away. Willie takes a shot that's blocked. Namdar comes in and gets it loose, but a foul called against San Diego.
Now this free kick being taken here can be dangerous. It should not be very dissimilar from the goal that was scored on the corner kick by Byrne, which should be knocked to Byrne, and then we've got to close him down very fast. He shouldn't be allowed to hit, or he could pass the ball to Jeffries. These are his 2 alternatives.
Lodevig is standing over it. It'll come back to Byrne, and his shot goes up high, and you called it, Johan. But that time, he got underneath it and too far behind it, and it'll come back as a goal kick for Zoli Toad. Tonight's attendance, 15,944, and that's another record. They keep selling more standing room only tickets here every time we come back. Sockers are a great draw. That's the only reason all these people are here, right? It's because the Sockers are here? They have great fans here in Minnesota.
Making of a franchise.
Boy, is it ever. And we've seen it twice now in the last 2 series. I think that playoff series between San Diego and Tacoma just may have turned the corner for the Stars. They sold 400 season tickets here in Minnesota in one day last week. Zoltan Toad, toss to midfield. Addy Coker heads it on. It'll drop down toward Brian Quinn. He'll get it down for Segota. Back up the left side for Coker. He's 2-on-1 with Quinn if he can get him the ball. Here's Brian in front. He scores! It's 4-2, and the crowd is silent.
This, Randy, is the nicest goal of the game so far. Well executed, well designed. Branco Segota did nice to pass the ball forward, and Addy Coker off the carom to Brian Quinn. Nicely done.
42 seconds into the fourth period.
Here it is. It's a chip by Branco Segota. Nice ball played right. Good timing. Nice off the boards to Brian Quinn coming in. Well designed, well executed.
So Quinn scores from Coker, but it's too bad they don't give 2 assists in the MISL, because Branco Segota, I think, saw Addy scoring saw Quinn scoring the goal all along. All he needed was a pass from Coker. That's what he got, and the Sockers now lead by 2, but it's still very early in the fourth period. That was Quinn's 11th of the playoffs.
This is far from over, Randy. This crowd is a sleeping giant. Could wake up any minute. Something can happen, and things can become real difficult.
Here's Namdar getting tied up by Hudson, but he'll play it back to Zoli. Toad kicking it to midfield, headed down there by Etherington, who comes to Goosens at the left point. He'll clear it back to Etherington. Now to the right side for Greg Thompson. Thompson playing it ahead for Hudson, but that'll roll off his foot, and Clavillo will step up to take charge. Fernando bumped along the boards by Chris Dangerfield. Can't get it out. Lost it. Here's Dangerfield, but it's clipped off his toe by Namdar. And Julie V has it. He'll play it out to Jacques Ladouceur. Ladouceur dropping back into his own zone to get away from Hudson. Now to the right for Collier, and up the wing for Julie V. Back for Collier. To midfield for Ladouceur. Dana traps it down. Kazi with Ladouceur and Julie V. Dana up the middle and knocked off his toe from behind, as Etherington just had a little bit too much on the senior statesman in the MISL. Kaz Dana, the oldest player in this league.
And Kaz, it can be very important at a time like this in this game where the Sockers may need to keep the ball a little bit, cool the ball down, don't let possession go to Minnesota. And Kaz can do that because his passing is so good.
Here's Wad Hermes. It'll come to midfield for Fogarty. Byrne heads it up in the air. Wad after it. Fogarty knocks it back to Byrne. Good pressure by Hermes. Strikers showing their skill, though. Here's Lodovegas at the left point. 4-2 San Diego. We're in the fourth period. His shot screening wide. He looked for Byrne on the header. Fogarty on the rebound. A shot drops down to Willie. He'll turn around and shoot. You see it on the rebound. Shoots, and that's blocked bravely by Gary Collier. Sent back the other way as the Sockers make a 5-man change. Great line change. Look at that. And Minnesota couldn't exploit it. 5 men came off at the same time. Soli's got it in the penalty area. 12:19 left in the fourth period. Sockers with a 4-2 lead. Quinn chesting down the feed in midfield. Lunges back to play it to Katakalitis. George under some pressure from Alan Willie. He'll go into the corner now and feed it up for Quinn. Good job by Katakalitis. Here's the Sockers 3-on-2. Quinn with Segota and Coker. Bryan up the middle. In from behind came a man, but Segota will get it. Now kicked away from him by Byrne. Bronco still on the ball. Looks into midfield. Ball comes loose. And a foul, Minnesota. And now they're saying it's foul San Diego.
A lot of pressure by Minnesota, trying to get the Sockers to make some mental mistakes in the back. That's what we need to avoid, is some mental mistakes in our defensive third, Randy, and possibly capitalize on some breakaways.
11:50 left in the fourth period. Quinn scored 42 seconds into this period to put the Sockers in front by 2. Ken Fogarty at midfield. Challenged by Eddie Coker. Feeds it into the zone for Goosens, but Crow bumps it away from him. Here's Quinn. Playing it ahead for Coker. He's got to break down the left side, but Tino will come way out and play it over to Lodovegas. Good job by Tino. Here comes Mike Jeffries back for Minnesota. Left point for Chris Dangerfield. He'll shoot, and it's off the wall. Coker on the rebound. Will go to the far wall of his own zone. Addy under pressure from Chris Dangerfield. Breaks away. Here's Segota on the left wing. Coker comes forward. Plays it to Bronco. Segota at the far boards. Marked by Lodovegas. Pushes it back to the red line. Ladouceur there for San Diego. He'll hit it to the near boards for Clavillo. Now 11 minutes left. We know what happened here in Game 4. Sockers had a 3-0 lead and lost. This is different. We're in the fourth period, and they lead by 2. Clavillo sends it in deep for Julie V. Julie likes it in the corner here. Has a strong upper body. Keeps that ball away from opponents like Ray Hudson. That's what he's doing right now. V shoots. It's loose at the side. Segota's got it. Tino trying to grab it. But Ray Hudson will heel it back to the goalkeeper. Sockers are continuing to pressure. And that may be the key here, where it wasn't in Game 4, where I think they tried to sit on their lead. Here's Byrne. Back the other way. Across the red line to Thompson, and he'll punch it out of play. And Sockers will get it back goal kick.
Randy, the Sockers are a team that can match any team in the league for skill. If the Sockers match any team in the league for effort, they should win.
Now the goal kick coming up for Zoli Toth. 10:22 left. Game 7, Monday at the Sports Arena, 6 o'clock. I think that might be a sellout. Could be the Sockers' first playoff sellout this year. I certainly hope it is. Byrne with it at the side of the net, trying to get it in front for Willie. Byrne still with it. Here's a chance for Kazbek Tambi. His shot misses. Toth just couldn't get his hand on the ball. Now here's a break for Wad Hermes down the left side. In a race with Greg Thompson. Wad at the far wall, trying to keep possession for San Diego. Knocked away from him by Thompson. You see it. Quinn with a tackle. That was a little late, and they give the foul. That's the third foul against San Diego. Strikers don't have any. Minnesota wanted the 2-minute penalty there. 4-2 Sockers. Under 10 minutes left in regulation. Katakalitis bumps it away from David Byrne. Now Quinn has it. He stands on it. Plays it back for Katakalitis. George in some trouble now. You see it, and he go into the corner. Comes in front, and there's another foul, San Diego, and it's the 4th.
The Sockers have got to be careful not to become very tentative at the back, lose the ball at the back, cause a foul or something.
Thompson's shot hit Namdar and went out of play. And it'll be a corner kick now for Minnesota out of the right corner with 9:42 remaining. And obviously, a 2-goal lead here isn't big enough because the Sockers blew a 3-0 lead. Interesting stat, Sockers, when they face elimination in the playoffs, are 3-0. It happened last year against Minnesota. They won 7-0. It happened in 82-83 against Baltimore. They won 3-1. And it happened Wednesday night in San Diego, and the Sockers won 7-4. Now the corner kick. Thompson-Usian stands over it.
We can expect something either to Fogarty or to Dangerfield here.
Comes for Goosens, but it hits Segota. Bronco after it in the penalty area, and a foul called against Goosens. That's the first Minnesota foul of the period. Kevin Crowe chips it to midfield. Segota will take it. He gave it right back to Kazbek Tambi, but Quinn wins it back. Now Quinn losing it. Tambi will clear it back for Ken Fogarty. As we mentioned, 2 key injuries to San Diego. Wilrich with a groin pull and Schmetzer with a knee injury. So the Sockers hurt offensively and defensively. Now Coker taken down along the boards. That's a foul, Minnesota.
That was a nasty one.
But I credit the Sockers, and I'll tell you, I was tough on them in the last game on radio for some of the penalties, especially the one Coker took. They are not retaliating tonight. Here's Ladouceur in the attacking zone, leaves it for Segota. Bronco steps up, moves to his left. He's bumped off the ball by Goosens. No foul. Ladouceur trying to win it back. Goosens will control it behind his red line and play it to Tambi. 8:55 left. It's 4-2 Sockers. Here comes Fogarty. Up to the red line. Plays it to his right for Mike Jeffries. Across for Lodovegas. Wad Hermes back on defense. We'll get to it first. Lodovegas grabs him in the arm, but Wad's still with it. And he'll play it around. In front, Katakalitis will play it out the left side for Kevin Crowe. He and Fogarty go after a 50-50 ball. And that's a foul, San Diego. 2 minutes, San Diego. Oh, my.
Would like to see the replay on that. It looked to me like a fair tackle, a 50-50 ball. But Kevin goes into the box. And the Sockers with 4 fouls. Here it is, the 50-50 ball. Kevin plays the ball.
Fogarty went into the boards awfully hard. Whether or not he threw himself in or as it was a result of the trip remains to be seen. Kevin argues the point.
I think both players collided on the ball, but it seems anytime there's something close to the boards, the referees like to whistle a foul.
Well, of course, their job out there, not only to control the game, is to protect the players from injury. So now a power play for Minnesota. 8:30 left in this fourth period. Lodovegas at the left point. Now the no-goal patrol needs a big effort. David Byrne up in the high slot. Back over to Lodovegas at the left. Into the corner, Dangerfield. Back out to Lodovegas. He'll hit one far post side. Quinn after it, but Goosens will get it. Now Quinn kicks it away from him, but it comes to Byrne. Byrne, a shot! And the diving header by Dangerfield misses. On the rebound, Goosens goes to the right corner. He's got Willie in front, but Quinn will try and get to it. Pushes it out to the red line, but right again to Byrne. The shot headed away by Collier. Minute 25 left in the power plays. Byrne has it again at the red line. Crowe off for tripping. Here's Lodovegas at the left side. Cross to his right for Byrne. Goosens poised at the right side. Lodovegas with a big left foot shot. Plays it into the corner for Dangerfield. Back out to Lodovegas. Now to Byrne. Another shot headed for the far post, blocked. Here's Quinn breaking out with Clavillo and Namdar. Bryan gets it up to Fernando. And Clavillo will wisely play it back into his own end. Toth with the ball. Sends it ahead for Quinn. Gave it away. Played it right to David Byrne. Now 50 seconds left in the power play. Here's Byrne. A shot off of Willie, and it hit the crossbar. Goosens heads it back down for Byrne. Pressure from Segota. But Byrne gets it to Lodovegas on the left side. He'll hit it into the penalty area. It's kicked back out by Clavillo. Lodovegas trying to control it on the near boards. He'll play it back for Tino. Now 7 minutes left. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Here's Goosens in the right corner. Plays it out. It drops right down to Quinn. From his own zone, he's tripped by Lodovegas.
Oh, that has got to be 2 minutes.
That's not 2 minutes? Oh, my goodness. Quinn is viciously brought down, and they only give a foul. Now, why is that not a 2-minute penalty?
Why don't the referees review the videos?
My goodness. They try to be as objective as you can, even though you might be paid by a particular
There's
team,
Quinn.
as I am. But my goodness, that looked bad.
Taken from the back.
And Quinn limps off. And Brian blowing kisses to the fans. I think he's going to be all right. So the Strikers now with 3 fouls. San Diego has 4. There's 20 seconds left in the power play, and we will take a break. 4-2 Sockers here in Minnesota.
And on.
6:52 left in the 4th period. 20 seconds to go on the power play for Minnesota. Sockers lead 4-2. This is Game 6 of the MISL Championship Series. Minnesota with a 3-2 lead, and the Sockers hoping now to hold on and force a 7th game Monday night at the Sports Arena in San Diego. Play underway in the San Diego end. Sockers from the free kick after the foul called against Quinn. And it goes into the Minnesota zone with 14 to go in the power play, and then Crow will come back on. This is Goosens with David Byrne. Byrne over to Goosens. He'll play it deep for Alan Willie. Willie punches it in front, and they score.
David Byrne plays it wide. There it is. It comes off the wall. The player has gotten inside both of our defenders. Ball watching.
Namdar and Clavillo letting Dangerfield get ahead of them. That's all the margin he needed. So now it's 4-3 with 6:35 left. 4th goal of the playoffs for Dangerfield. It's the 4th power play goal of this game. And boy, if they would have called 2 minutes against Quinn, or on the tackle against Quinn, what a difference it might have made.
The key here, Randy, is there are 4 team fouls against the Sockers and 3 against the Strikers. The Sockers have got to remain out of foul trouble, have got to keep their composure and their concentration, get out of this, get back up into the game. 1 more goal would buffer it.
Crowd still cheering that last goal. It's Coker at midfield with Dana, Crow, Quinn, and Katakalitis. Back for Quinn at the red line. Makes a nice move to go around Goosens. Head to Addy Coker. Back into midfield for Katakalitis. George sends it into the corner for Quinn. Trying to play the carom. Hudson's got it. Now he tries to get it back to the goalkeeper. Can't. It's given away to Katakalitis. Shot comes off the glass. Goosens at the right point. Comes to midfield, plays it ahead for Dangerfield. Back to Goosens. Crow sticks a leg in. Goosens breaks loose. In on goal, but he gave it away to Dana. Now here's Quinn at midfield. Knocked off his foot. Back comes Dangerfield. Shot from way out. Came off the glass, and Julie V will get it back for San Diego. V comes through midfield down the right wing side. 2 men closing on him. V will play it off the boards to himself, his own rebound. But Lettieri will grab it. Now it's ahead for Dangerfield. 5:35 left. (4-3) Sockers. Here's Byrne. Hello to Vegas. Back for Mike Jeffries. Now to Tino Lettieri. Terry at the red line. Chips a long pass ahead. Byrne, the header, comes outside the area. Back through the middle for Byrne, and he missed a great chance to tie the game. Ladouceur will come back the other way for San Diego, and Dippolito, the referee, got in the way. Oh, goodness. They can't make the right calls. Stay out of the way. Here's Clavillo at the right point of the San Diego defensive zone. To midfield for Ladouceur, and out of Coker. Addy fell as he took the pass. Then he's held by Hudson. No foul. Here's Clavillo. To Namdar with 4:40 left. Cha-Cha plays a deep pass in for Coker. Hudson back for Minnesota, and he'll get it away from Addy. Everybody here standing. Rota Vegas comes forward for San Diego. Or for Minnesota. Now to the right, a shot off the glass. Drops down to Collier. It's cleared out by Katakalitis. And it'll bounce out of play for kick in Minnesota. 4:17 left. 4-3, Sockers lead.
The sleeping giant, Randy, has come to life.
Low to Vegas on the kick in. It'll go over to Fogarty. Far side of midfield. Back through for Thompson, you see him. He chips it ahead, looking for Goosen. Here's Byrne on a shot, and that went wide. Quinn goes into the boards with Thompson, you see him. We get a whistle and a foul against Minnesota. So that evens up the team fouls at 4 each.
I'm always afraid when the referees even things up.
On the restart, Quinn plays it out to midfield. Namdar will head it up high, trying to get it down for Katakalitis. Lettieri will go into the corner, and he kicks it out of play. And that'll be San Diego ball down there. Now Ron Newman brings Segota on the field. Crow and Clavillo joining Quinn and Julie V. Tonight at 10, take your ringside seat and witness Marvin Mack battle Pancho Carter on a special Friday night ringside. Then visit The Last Bride of Salem at 11 on tonight's late movie. A great lineup starting tonight at 10 on TV 69. Kick in San Diego. Julie V with 3:52 on the clock. 4-3, the Sockers lead. They win, and we play Monday. V in front, and it's kicked away by Mike Jeffries. Back to Clavillo. He'll clear it to Zoli Toth. Toth will control it. Front of the penalty area. Boots it back the other way for Segota. Chests it down with Julie V. Bronco shoots. Oh, he hit the post. His best chance to score tonight, and he came back with a shot off the post. Back the other way comes Dangerfield. These are dangerous times here on counterattacks. Quinn with a tackle in front. Not called a foul. Crow trying to clear it. Oh, and it nearly went toward the net. And now we get a foul, Minnesota. I don't know what that call was for, but it's the 5th against the Strikers. So now the free kick San Diego with 3:25, and the Strikers are at the foul limit. And now more debris comes on the field.
A nice effort by Branko Segota, controlling the ball on the chest, turning, running, striking it, hitting the post. And then a good effort by Julie to sprint back off and get defensive. Rod Hermes back on the field. The balance, the defensive balance has been the key here. Sockers always trying to maintain balance when losing possession of the ball, either by getting behind the ball or a nice line change.
Toth will pick it up in the penalty area. 3:20 left. Now he sends it to midfield for Segota. Bronco trying to get past Fogarty, and again he can't. More garbage comes onto the field out of the stand. Here's Loto Vegas at midfield. 3:10 left. Over to the right point for Goosen. Stutter steps toward goal, shoots, and it's deflected in front wide. Crow tries to clear it up to Segota. It comes to Fogarty. His shot hits Julie V in the head. Fogarty out of the corner, banks it on the glass. Julie with it, trying to get it up for Bronco, and he does. Segota breaks down the left side. Loto Vegas last man back. As Segota will send it across court for Brian Quinn. Quinn in on goal, bumped from behind by Fogarty, and it goes out of play. And I think it will be goal kick Minnesota, and it will, with 2:46 left. Sockers have Hermes, Ladouceur, Namdar, Katakalitis, and Collier out there. A very defensive-looking group. But, of course, they'll make some quick changes as soon as they get the ball back. Lettieri rolls it ahead for Loto Vegas. From behind his own red line, 3-line ball. And he'd like that one back. Now the Sockers got to hustle downfield. Can't make the substitution now. Namdar will set it down on the red line. Hermes moves to the front of the net. Catacolitas standing there with Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha hits it right at Greg Thompson. It comes in front for Wad. He'll chest it down, try to get the shot. Namdar coming in late, knocked down. Here's Willie for Minnesota, holding it in his own zone, then sending a long ball up for Greg Thompson, and Ladouceur will win it back. He'll bump it ahead to Namdar. Cha-Cha sending it in for Wad Hermes. Lettieri will bump it back the other way. And Catacolitas will look to clear it back to Zoltan Toth with 2:13 left. Zoli plays it back out for George. Catacolitas, that'll be over 3 lines. And the Sockers give it right back on another 3-line ball. Now 2:06 remaining.
And that 3-line pass can hurt, Randy, because it gives possession of the ball back to Minnesota, which allows them at that point to call timeout and pull their goalkeeper.
And I think that's what they will do. Tino Lettieri comes to the bench. In situations like this in the past, we've seen Byrne come on as the extra attacker. Well, if the Sockers hold on and win tonight, and if Monday's game is sold out, we will bring you Game 7 here Monday live on TV 69. Again, that is if it's a sellout. Either way, KTTY has been proud to have brought you these games, and we hope you'll stay with us for more great action ahead. Just in case we're not on Sunday, I want to take this chance to thank the people at TV 69, George Stanis, Paul Stoudemire, and especially our director that's been with us on all our telecasts this year, Tom Rand, who's done an outstanding job for us all through the season. 2:06 left, and Strikers have pulled Tino Lettieri for the extra attacker. It'll be David Byrne wearing the jersey.
And the Sockers, Randy, with their defensive no-goal patrol, plus a little spark from Branko Zagoda for an offensive thrust.
4-3, San Diego leads. Should be noted, the Strikers have 5 fouls. David Byrne, the 6th attacker.
The most important last 2 minutes of the game, Randy.
Here's Byrne. Over to Lodovegas. Back to Byrne in the middle. He'll wind up, shoot. And it's blocked by Zoli. Then on the line, blocked by Kevin Crowe. My goodness. Now here's a chance for Quinn to score into the empty net. Moves in on goal. Here's Zagoda. They score! We're going home for Game 7.
The most important goal of the match here.
5-3. What a turn of events. It looked like the Strikers had tied it at one end. Somehow the ball stayed out. 2 great chances for Minnesota. Down at the other end.
Here's the replay. It's a shot taken by Byrne. A tremendous save by Zoltan Toth. Kevin Crowe on the line. A clearance by Fernando Clavijo sends. It's Brian Quinn, isn't it? Yes, Brian Quinn off the board. And a nose for goal. That's Branko Zagoda coming in. Most important goal of the match here, given a buffer.
5-3.
It's not over.
Well, it's not over, but I think we're going back. 1:45 left now. Byrne will stay out as the extra attacker.
And if the team ever needed a goal, it was there. It was Branko Zagoda, and if Branko ever needed a goal, there it was for him. I'm so happy for him.
Sockers without Hugo Perez all night, who was injured in Game 5. Then they lost Gene Wilrich in the first quarter. Here's Byrne now again on the extra attacker ahead to Yusian. He'll take a look at goal. Lays it off to the left for Lodovegas. From along the boards, Lodovegas playing it back out to Byrne. He has to push it wide of Namdar, who is in pressuring. Now back to Byrne with 1:25 left. Byrne will play it off to Goossens. His shot, he fanned on it. And Namdar will kick it out of play. And it'll come back Minnesota ball with 1:21 left. Zagoda's 12th of the playoffs. Quinn will get the assist.
1:21 is a long time. Sockers have to be tentative, very composed, but steal the ball when they can.
.13:15 time of that goal by Zagoda into the empty net. Here's Byrne to the left point for Lodovegas. Long pass, and that's out of play. Goal kick now for Zoltan Toth. And that'll be a good chance to kill off a few more seconds. With 1:15 left now. Again, you can buy tickets right now for Game 7 on Monday. 232-0800, the number to call. And get your tickets now for Monday's Game 7 at 6 o'clock. Toth to midfield for Zagoda. Bronco sends it through the middle for Namdar, but he'll let it go for Quinn. Now Bryan sends it back up the left wing for Bronco. David Byrne in the goal. Here's Segota with Namdar, but it'll be cleared back by Goossens to David Byrne. Byrne will roll it ahead for Usean with 55 left. Usean down the right side, plays it in for Willie. Willie trying to turn Kevin Crow around. Solely an acrobatic play to bat it out of the way. Here's Byrne on the rebound. A shot kicked out by Katakalitis. Segota will try and kick it from midfield ahead for Quinn. Bryan in a race as Byrne goes into the corner with him. Quinn trying to get it out of there and does. Lota Vegas nearly kicked it into his own net. 35 seconds left now. We are going back home for a 7th game. No team in this league has ever come back from 3-1 down to win a championship. Maybe the Sockers will be the first as Katakalitis kicks it out for kick-in Minnesota with 25 seconds left. Stay with us for our post-game show. We hope we will have time for it. We hope to be joined by Addy Coker, who took a lot of criticism for his actions in the last game. I know he did for me, for the penalty he took that resulted in a power play goal, but Coker came up with a big goal in this game to tie it and then set up Brian Quinn.
Yes, Randy, and what we've seen here tonight is a match of skill and a match of effort by San Diego on Minnesota.
Quinn's goal right now, or rather, yes, Quinn's goal right now is the winner. 20 seconds left as Usean plays it left side, and Dangerfield will kick it out of play. So these fans here in Minnesota who have been so supportive of this team in the playoffs will go home without a championship to celebrate, and it will come down to Monday night. And I can't keep emphasizing what a big win this is for the Sockers. A lot of people had written them completely off.
Except for the Sockers themselves. They knew they could do it. They found that in the past games, even when they didn't get the result, they had played and controlled the games, and that built a lot of confidence in the team, in that the job could be done.
Ron Newman takes a timeout with 17 seconds left, leaving nothing to chance here. You take the timeout now, and it gives you an opportunity to kill another 6 or 7 seconds off the clock, and it's simply a good, sound move to kill more of the clock.
And also to let the steam off the momentum, as you want to call it, from Minnesota by allowing time to go by, let the ball get cold a little bit, let the players get a little bit more of a rest.
Sockers moving back into the defensive half. It will be Minnesota ball when we start up again. Strikers also really in a tough situation in this last couple of minutes because they've been playing with 5 fouls. It'll be goal kick for Zoltan Toth, I should say. Of course, the Sockers took the timeout. Ball on the crease line. 17 seconds left. Zoli will boot it downfield for Segota. Bronco hits it up the middle. Ladouceur chasing after it. Lota Vegas gets to it, and it goes out of play. And now there's 11 seconds left.
Good idea there, Randy. A long ball to Bronco Segota for a header.
Now they change possession and give it to San Diego.
And Bronco heading it across the field to a supporting player.
The Sockers like a cornered animal going into Game 5. Ladouceur scores off of Greg Thompson, and it's 6-3. So Jacques gets his second goal of the game, not into the empty net because Thompson was in there. Jacques' 5th of the playoffs, and it comes at 14:52. There will be a 7th game. I'm excited about that one Monday. It's going to be fabulous.
I'm sure we all are. The job's not done. We've got to go back home and win a championship now.
From the kickoff, Usean kicks it right at Ladouceur. He's going to make him pay for that last goal. And the game is over. And the San Diego Sockers have done what many thought they couldn't. Take this one back home for a 7th and deciding game on Monday night. A fabulous game for everyone, including Zoltan Toth, who gave Ron Newman just what he wanted, a spectacular performance in goal. Newman now waves up to Bob Bell, the Sockers president, and his wife Olive, Ron's wife, sitting in the crowd. a group of San Diego fans here, and they do have something to cheer about. Sockers will arrive back home tomorrow afternoon about 2:30 on Northwest Orient. And what a happy group they'll be with a day off to celebrate, and then Game 7 on Monday. Again, the final score, the San Diego Sockers 6 and the Minnesota Strikers 3. And we'll be back to the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. It's all over for this season here in Minnesota. This, of course, was their last game, win or lose tonight, and they lose. 6-3, the final for the San Diego Sockers. I'm Randy Hahn, along with Sockers assistant coach Johan Arnio, and of course, we're very happy, as I'm sure all of you watching back in Southern California are too. There will be a Game 7 Monday night at 6 o'clock, and this has really been a thrilling series, Johan.
It certainly has been one that the Sockers have had to pay their dues and earn, and tonight they fought like Trojans, very valiant, with a lot of discipline, stayed out of foul trouble, and won a game.
Johan, a lot of keys to this game and a lot of turning points. And you thought a bad turning point might be early on when Wilrich went down. I mean, we're already missing a key midfielder in Perez, but the Sockers almost seem to respond to that adversity.
This is credit to the bit players that had more responsibility tonight, like Jack Ledouceur, who came up and had to play a bigger role, and the rest of the team for blending in and keeping the composure of the team.
I thought the Sockers got a lot of effort defensively out of people like Ledouceur, Chacha Namdar, Kevin Crow-Clavillo. Also, Wad Hermes did a lot of running out there. Defensively tonight, because with Kaz Dana up front, it kind of took away some of Wad's offensive responsibilities.
That's exactly right. Kaz Dana came in and fought courageously. The key to this entire match was that there's nothing changed. The Sockers will run with anybody. The Sockers will match anybody for skill, and if they match them for effort, it's been our game.
To go any further without crediting the winning goalkeeper tonight, Zoltan Toth, would be a travesty. Zoli was outstanding tonight, and he started the game off well, just like he did here in Game 4, which the Sockers lost, but it carried all the way through, and it seems, Johan, when you're playing well, you get the luck, too, like right at the end there where Crow blocked it off the line.
Zoltan was there from the word go, and he was there all the way when he was needed the most at the end. And I'm so happy to see it happen for Branco Segura, who scored the most important goal of the match, Randy.
Well, now we go back to the sports arena in San Diego for a seventh and deciding game on Monday night. The Sockers have had brink games before, a final game before. In 82-83 against the Baltimore Blast, they went to a fifth game at the sports arena. A sellout crowd was there, and they won. Whether or not it's a sellout Monday remains to be seen. Again, if it is a sellout, we will have it live here on TV 69. Otherwise, we will have it live on KLZZ AM 600 radio in San Diego. But there was a lot of intensity in this building from the crowd tonight, Johan. If it is sellout, even if it isn't, I know San Diego's fans will respond in a likewise manner.
Sure hope so. We certainly need the support. This is not over till it's over. San Diego has got to earn this championship, and that's what they're doing, and we need to earn the support of the fans, too. Let's have everybody out there giving their best.
All right. Again, the final tonight, 6-3. The Sockers over Minnesota, Game 7 Monday, and we'll be back with more from the Met in a moment. Continues from the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. We hope to have Sockers forward Addy Coker, who assisted on the winning goal, with us on the post-game show here. But there is such a crush of people, it's very difficult for Addy to make his way up here. So unfortunately, we are running out of time and we'll be unable to be joined by Coker. Or will we? Here he is. Addy, come on in here. We are live on camera right now. Addy Coker walking onto the shot. Addy, congratulations. Thanks for making that long walk up the field, and congratulations on a great victory.
It's a long walk, but it's really worth it.
Addy, I have to admit here right now, I was very hard on you Wednesday night on the radio when you took a penalty against Tino Lettieri, which, now that I've seen the replay, maybe wasn't all your fault. I think a lot of people were on you. Your own teammates were giving you a lot of grief. You're attracting flies here. You got to change your clone. You took a lot of grief, but you guys responded tonight.
Well, you know, Randy, what we have to look at is that the game sometimes is not the way you see it out here. You watch the video, and it's completely different sometimes to what you see out there. And like you said, you know, it works out. It worked out to my advantage. But like tonight, the effort from the guys, it was absolutely incredible. And to do it in front of this crowd, I mean, the crowd is just too much. And to walk away with a victory tonight, it's sweet. It's sweet.
Addy, I think of all the Sockers who are introduced here at the Met Center in Bloomington, perhaps it's the biggest compliment to you because you draw the most boos when you come out onto the crowd. And I'm sure some of that has to do with the fact that you used to play here with the old Minnesota Kicks, and I'm sure a lot of it has to do, too, with the fact that you and Tino Lettieri kind of got into it in this series. A lot of controversial moments. It didn't boil over into that here tonight, though.
It doesn't, simply because, you know, we got down to what is necessary tonight, and that's playing the game. And we decided if we can play the game, you know, play the game and not worry about anything else, we have a good chance to win, and that's exactly what happened. What people think about Tino and I and the situation is it's not as bad as the fans sometimes take it. They sometimes take it too hard, and we don't, really. Maybe some people should look at us off the field.
Brian, this thing got, Addy, this thing got tougher right off the bat. You lost Gene Wilrich. You were already without Hugo Perez, and then Brian Schmetzer went down, but the team really seemed to dig down deeper after that.
We really dug down and, you know, worked hard for one another, and that shows incredible character on this team. From the back to front, from Zoli to Jimmy, even off the bench, encouraging everybody. Ron, Hansi off the field, it's amazing. The presence of the other boys, you know, that are not playing tonight, everything just, you know, feels right for us, and we know that they're encouraging us on, and the fans at home, it made us work hard.
Addy, I know you want to get down and have a cool one, but one last question. Monday night, 6 o'clock, Game 7. You have a chance to make history. No team in the MISL has ever come from this far back to win a championship series. I guess you're just expecting one of those typical all for nothing or nothing for all for one kind of games. It all comes down to that one game.
That's exactly what it comes down to. It's a brand new game now, and you know, we work hard like we did tonight. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't win. Not to take away from Minnesota, because they're an incredibly hard-working team. This is ball bounced right for us tonight.
Addy, congratulations.
Thank you, Randy.
Addy Coker, who assisted on the winning goal tonight as the Sockers defeat the Minnesota Strikers by a score of 6-3. That does it for our telecast and our radio broadcast here from Minnesota tonight. If Monday's game is sold out, we will be live on TV 69 with the game at 6 o'clock. Not a 7:30 kickoff Monday, it's 6 o'clock. So spend your Memorial Day at the beach, then join us at the Sports Arena. Tickets on sale now, 232-0800. I've sold everything I can sell. Thank you for being with us. Thanks to our producer, director, man who does it all for us on the road, Tom Rand, and our crew here in the Twin Cities. Again, the final score, the San Diego Sockers 6 and the Minnesota Strikers 3. Game 7 Monday. We will see you there.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by Bud Light.